fantasize about our perfect home, sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mrs. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a trees playing on the lawn.
Where's my football?
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
At Betfair, we're built for football's dramatic running. From European knockout rounds to the league's biggest six-pointers, where promotion, relegation and title issues can swing on a dodgy VAR call. Can you predict the twists to come? Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this week. Betfair. Play different.
Opt-in required. Free bet valid for 7 days. Minimum 3 legs at 1.5 odds or higher to qualify. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gamblerware.org.
McDonald's wraps. All flavour, no mess. No drips on your drip or grease on your shirt. No crumbs on your keyboard or sauce on your dashboard. Just all the flavour of sweet chili chicken, barbecue and bacon chicken and new tikka chicken. Wrapped up neat. Served after 11 a.m. Tikka chicken wrap available until the 13th July 26. Please apply to delivery orders subject to availability.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floor drove. You've reached chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Kick off live on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
The UK's #1 football experience.
Kick off live on talkSPORT.
Games are running out. These are the season-defining moments potentially to come. All wrapped up here. Bournemouth 3, Crystal Palace 0. They're going to be going up to 6th in the table. Ryan is the goal scorer.
The European dream lives on. Brentford 3, West Ham 0. It's Newcastle 3, Brighton 1 in game over. Harvey Barnes.
So this is a really bad result for Brighton, who've got a big chance at Champions League football next season. And it's well and truly game over here. Everton 3, Chelsea 0.
Everton have done brilliant. And David Moyes has done an incredible job dragging this team, going into, by the way, a new stadium.
Everton have been a fantastic story, but sadly, I just think they'll finish out the European place, isn't it?
Unbelievable stuff in the 100th minute. Liverpool have taken the lead. Everton 1, Liverpool 2.
West Ham 2, Everton 1.
Well, we've had a stable season at the moment. We still believe that there can be something out there for us, and we'll keep pushing.
Just then to kick off live on talkSPORT. Sky Sports come together with now. You can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Everton, Man City live tonight. Search Now Sports. David Moyes said last week that players want European football. He can attract players to the club if they get into Europe, and they're in the mix, no doubt. Captain Seamus Coleman has admitted he was jealous watching Villa and Forest in the European semi-final last week, second leg, live on talkSPORT on Thursday night. Of course, Alan McCoy's there just saying he doesn't think Everton will make it and they'll fall short. But Steve Bruce, a win puts them 2 points behind Bournemouth in 6. Basically, there's lots of different scenarios with Europe, so if we keep it simple, if you aim for 7th or above, you're going to get into Europe. And listen, if they to be 2 points behind Bournemouth in 6, says that Everton are in the mix.
Well, they're certainly in the mix, and especially if they get a result today. I mean, it's going to be a tall order for them, but it's quite remarkable, again, the job that David has done here. Not many people would have predicted that over the last 2-3 years they've been struggling in the bottom end of the table. And it's great, because when you're in this stadium like it is, this is arguably as good a football stadium as you're going to visit, isn't it? I mean, what a stadium it is, and for them to be playing in Europe next year, they've got a real possibility. First of all, though, I think they have to win this evening, which is going to be difficult for them.
This is a tough one. They do have the benefit, actually, if you can see it that way, of playing Crystal Palace next weekend, days after their Conference League semi-final. And then after that, Sunderland here, which you would expect them to do well in, bearing in mind the drop-off that Sunderland have had towards the end of the season. And they finish the final day away at Tottenham. They might need to win. They might need to win
or might already be safe. You don't know. Anything can happen on the final day of the season. But either way, I think it's a tall order for them to make it. But it depends on, as you've already said, who wins what. It could be cascading down beyond belief. So, look, the way Chelsea are crashing at the moment, there's every chance that they'll finish above there.
David Moyes said the players aren't used to fighting for Europe, and that's why they're faltering just a little bit, 1 win in 5. He also added it's better than battling against relegation. Very interesting from him. Maybe I felt like he was giving the players a little bit of an excuse. Maybe he was giving them a boost instead. You're listening to Kick-Off live on talkSPORT with Lavros, 18+ gambleaware.org. Midweek last week, Pep Guardiola went to Stockport County 1, Port Vale 2, Stockport are in the playoffs, Vale relegated. Heaven knows what he learned from that. But if he implements any of it tonight, Man City are in trouble, Steve Bruce.
Well, it just shows you though, doesn't it? His passion for football, that he comes and watches or goes to see Stockport play.
Well, he loves English football, that's what
he
he
loves
said.
English football. I don't one thing he doesn't like is the weather. He's told me many times. That goes against us in Manchester, I have to say. But it's great to see him in a club like that. And look, his enthusiasm for the game is there for everybody to see. He wears it on his sleeve every time you see him, doesn't he? And to take in a game, who knows, there might be a hidden talent there. Maybe he picked up the long throw from Dave Challoner. You never know. Maybe he's going to bring that back. We talk about people who have never really been given a chance in managing a higher. He's never finished outside the playoffs in 15 years. He's been in the top 6. Isn't that quite remarkable? Unbelievable achievement. Well done.
It is. It failed the audition last week, though. Well, let's put it that way. In front of Pep Guardiola. Guardiola then went home, poured himself a glass of red wine and watched PSG 5, Bayern Munich 4, and said he already knew the result. Wow. Amazing stuff. Yeah, I mean, the contrast. Well, you started the season in League One.
I know.
The contrast is phenomenal.
And by the way, I have to say that game of football last week is arguably as good a game as I've witnessed. I mean, it was breathtaking with just end to end. The quality on the pitch in the attacking area, and Mbappe wasn't on the pitch. I mean, it was just. I mean, the purists might say, yeah, well, where's the defender and this, that, and the other? But as an actual spectacle, it was two teams who'll say, I'll tell you where it is, we'll score more than you. And how quite refreshing it was to watch.
Yeah, I was at the VAR-inspired Arsenal game the following night, so maybe I'll do the short straw there. But Arsenal still in it. Big night for them tomorrow night, and we'll have it covered on talkSPORT. Darren Bent will be at the Emirates for talkSPORT Wednesday, Bayern against PSG. The second leg with Hugh Woodscroft in charge of that one from 7 on talkSPORT. Villa Forest Thursday night. We've got that live as well. Earlier, Chelsea 1, Forest 3. Forest now 6 points clear of the bottom 3. Hearts 2, Rangers 1 in Scotland. Hearts 3 points clear of Celtic. 7 clear of Rangers. Old Firm clash on Sunday. Tonight, the headline story is all about the title. The subplot is the race for Europe. Monday night drama on talkSPORT. Everton against Man City with Premier League winning captain Steve Bruce alongside your commentator Sam Matface.
Thank you, Adrian. Yes, we are at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. We have the River Mersey flowing all around us. But tonight, Manchester City are trying to prevent the tide in the Premier League title race from turning in Arsenal's favour. Mikel Arteta, once an Everton stalwart, has seen his side sail past Fulham this weekend, extending their advantage to 6 points at the top of the Premier League table. Now Pep Guardiola, who's serenely navigating choppier waters than this, needs to find a way for his Manchester City team to respond. And they usually do. City are unbeaten in 11, but the margin for error, well, that vanished a long time ago. In their way stands an Everton side that have spent the last few weeks just trying to stay afloat. They're now sensing an opportunity, maybe qualifying for Europe. David Moyes knows a win tonight takes the Choppies to 50 points for the first time since the Ancelotti era. Steve Bruce, City were a little bit tense when we saw them against Burnley 10 days ago. And arguably against Southampton, they weren't as flowing as you would have liked them to be. How important is it that they set the tone here with a fast start tonight?
Well, usually the one thing they'll want to do straight from the off is get possession of the ball. That's what they're masters at. That's what Pep insists, that they get the ball and keep it from the opposition. How often have we seen them in this little situation where they've played sort of catch-up to Arsenal? All season it seems to be tonight, whether they've been points behind or what have you, they've got themselves in a wonderful position. Now they've got to take advantage of it.
Arsenal have been top of the table for 215 days, Manchester City 9, but it doesn't matter how often you spend on top of the tree, it's just that you finish there.
You've got to finish there, yeah, and you have to say it on Arsenal's behalf, they've been fantastic over the last 3-4 years in their consistency. They don't lose many, do they? And they've been terrific. And all of a sudden in the last week in particular, it looks as if they found the mojo a little bit again, which maybe the return of Saka is that little bit of icing on the cake that they're requiring.
Of course, no Rodri tonight for the away side. The home team missing a couple as well. No, Dresigarnike. They start with Pickford in goal, Brian Keane, talkSPORT and Mikolenko. Ilkuden and Ghana holding in midfield with Dewsbury Hall, Merlin Rule and Njai behind Beto, who returns from concussion protocols in attack. For Manchester City, Donnarumma is their goalkeeper. It's Matis, Nunez, Kusanov, Gay and O'Reilly the back four. Gonzalez and Bernardo Silva in the centre of midfield with Semenyo, Cherki and Doku behind Haaland in attack. It's blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks for Everton attacking the goal away to our left in this first half. It's all grey with Stuart yellow trim for the away side. Our referee is Michael Oliver, who blows his whistle down below us. And we are off and underway here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, where, I must be honest, is an absolutely magnificent arena. A huge, very tight bowl, very steep seating, rigged at 33 degrees, which is the maximum you can have because of safety. So you're right on top of the action, and the noise is absolutely terrific, Steve.
I know, you wouldn't want a few beers trying to walk down them steps, I can tell you. Rather steep, and it's amazing that the amount of people who's in the concourse and the bars and the vibe you get from it. 10 minutes before the game, it was empty, the stadium. Now it's full to the rafters.
Earlier Chelsea were beaten by Forest. Tomorrow the Champions League semi-finals begin. Right now we are on Merseyside, and City don't want to see their title hopes sunk on the banks of the Mersey. Following Arsenal's massive 3-0 win over Fulham at the weekend, City know exactly what is required, and Pep Guardiola said that in his pre-match interview. The ball is with Nico O'Reilly in the left full-back position. He slides it across towards the edge of the penalty area, just steps outside the D. The Uzbekistan international Abdulkadir Kusanov finds Mark Gay. Mark Gay travels up towards the halfway line, pushes the ball out wide to the left. Doku comes infield, but Rabunam comes across to engage with him. He's pushed back to halfway, and Matthias Nunez takes over. City dominated possession in the early exchanges. You'd expect that. Semenyo takes it right side, moves it infield and gives it to Gonzalez. Then it's on to Gay, who's just strode up into the midpoint of the Everton half. Followed it through to Haaland, who gets it back from Bernardo Silva, edge of the area. Gonzalez now in the dead centre of the Everton half finds Cherki, who drops a little bit deeper to pick up the ball, and it goes wide to Semenyo once again. Manchester City are the team in possession. 0-0 the score at the Hill Dickinson. That's a slip by Matthias Nunez and pinched by Ilman Njai, who pounces and runs down the left-hand side for Everton in blue shirt, white shorts. He tries to get the better of the Portuguese and can't really do so. Came back shepherding well, actually, Nunez. And the ball goes to Donnarumma, who clears.
Yeah, first couple of minutes it's been all City's possession, hasn't it? Unfortunately, a slip from the full-back.
Ball over the top for Dewsbury Hall to chase, and he just sort of almost gave up the ghost after thinking for a second, I think, he was offside. The ball was elevated forward by Pickford. He ran between the two centre-backs. I just wonder whether he thought maybe he was going to see a flag there, and he just slowed up slightly and it ran through to Donnarumma.
Yeah, it looked as if he was in for a minute, didn't it? Then I think he thought about handling it, maybe bringing it out the sky. But wow,
not an advisable situation. You can't score a goal with your hand, although I did see something this weekend. Doku over on the far side challenged by Merlin Rowe, who's playing off the right with Dewsbury Hall playing through the middle. There's a free kick given against the German, who's coming to the team today in the absence of Dwight McNeil. He's actually had a perfect record when starting games. He hasn't started since January against Aston Villa, Merlin Rowe, the 23-year-old German, but they did quite like him. Everton players took to him very quickly when he turned up at training in pre-season. Free kick taken short to Cherky, and wide on the left for Manchester City. 0-0 the score. Cherky runs up towards the edge of the area. It's held up by Dewsbury Hall. Goes back to Kusanov, who finds Nunez. Right side is Semenyo. Semenyo faced up by Mikalenko. Tries to come in field. Little back heel, beautiful. On to Cherky once again. Cherky down the side of the penalty area to Nunez. Tries to put it through the blocks. Blocked well by Michael Keane, who's had a good season. And it's cleared away up to the halfway line. Dewsbury Hall has it. Heavy touch. Just allows Cherky to come across. Cherky has made out that he's been whacked in the throat by Dewsbury Hall and has gone down as a result of that. I mean, there was a collision, but Cherky is acting as if he has broken his collarbone here. Dewsbury Hall is suggesting that he did nothing wrong. It does look a little bit dramatic. It'd be interesting to see just how injured he is. I mean, he hasn't broken his collarbone because Bernardo Silva has just picked him up with both hands and he's getting back into the thick of the action, Steve.
Yeah, it's the element of the game what we all don't want to see, really, do we? You know, all right, he's took one in the face a little bit, but yeah, I don't think he needs to roll around the pitch like that, does he, you know?
There is quite a good amateur dramatic society in Manchester that needs a new leading man. Maybe he can do that in his spare time. Ball is back with Manchester City inside their own half. We've nearly played 5 minutes on talkSPORT, and it's Everton 0, Manchester City 0. Sam Matterface and Steve Bruce high up in the Hell Dickinson Stadium. A slip by Gonzalez. Dewsbury Hall has pitched it. He's moving away. There's space on the left for James Garner. Garner up to the edge of the area now for Everton. He bounds into the box. He's being pursued immediately by 3 jerseys of Manchester City colour, and when he cuts it back, he gives it straight to Gonzalez. And Manchester City are able to bring it away. The way they reacted to losing the ball there was pretty impressive, Manchester City. Cherky trying to go forward down the right. He looks to feed Semenyo. Gave the ball away and then almost won it back again. But Everton have brought it out from defence on this near side, the left. And Garner has been spied with Irabunam, who's then tackled by Gonzalez. And that's put it through to Semenyo, who gallops up towards the edge of the area. He's got support to his left. O'Reilly. And then into Silva. Back to the far side now, and a chance for Doku to run at Jake O'Brien. He feeds O'Reilly down into the left side of the penalty area. He plays it against Tarkovsky, goes out for the first corner of the game. It's a Manchester City corner.
Yeah, that's where you've got to be careful against Man City. You can't give the ball away in the centre of the pitch. Only 45 yards from the goal. They're pounced on it straight away and create that overload where they get people in their wide area 2v1 constantly.
Well, they're just wanting to take the corner and they're taking their time over it. Cherky's walked over to pick the ball up from behind the goal. He's then dribbling with it over towards the corner flag. Manchester City take that corner short, 7 minutes into the game. Doku takes over, then gives it back to Bernardo Silva. 300 Premier League appearances up for him today. Nunez, no pressure on the ball. 10 yards short of the penalty area. Back out to Cherky. He's allowed to get the cross in. He does that. And he's down by Gay, but it was sent square rather than towards goal. And then before Doku can get there, across scurries O'Brien and puts out a play over on the far side. Thrown in quickly by Cherky. 15 yards inside Everton's half of the field. Cherky with a cross into the box, looking for Semenyo. Brings it down elegantly, takes it towards the edge of the area. He's got 2 for company. He tries to go to the right, then comes centrally into Bernardo Silva, who releases Cherky, who shot towards the far corner, just a little bit too high, wouldn't dip towards the corner, and goes behind the way for a goal kick. 7 gone, 0-0.
He's seen a lot of the ball, Cherky, hasn't he? We've talking about him, waxing lyrical about him. Adrian saying he's been his player of the year so far, and a lot of the balls. It's amazing how when you watch City, a number of times it's 6-7 minutes in, they've had 2 opportunities from corners, and they've gone short. Quite incredible to watch it constantly. They always go short, back their ability.
Yeah. How are you feeling, by the way? Is the temperature all right for you? It's not too cold, is it, up here today?
No, it's okay. Since the last time we were here.
Interestingly, James Garner's wearing gloves on this spring evening, which caught our producer's eye. Slightly odd turn of events, maybe. But maybe it's colder down there than it is up here, Steve. I don't know.
Must be, yeah.
Must be.
Doku takes it over halfway for Manchester City, who are attacking the goal away to our right. Doku, brilliant little body swerve in between two players. And there was a slip by O'Brien that sort of almost brought down Doku. The referee said, play on. I don't know, maybe that could have been a foul there, Steve.
It looked it, didn't it? He looked as if he had slipped and then took him down. The one thing about the two wide players, as soon as they get it, they want to get at you straight away, trying to make something happen.
Well, he's electric, isn't he, Doku? He's one of the best dribblers in the Premier League, without doubt. Goal and assist in his last 3 Premier League appearances. There is a foul on this occasion.
Yeah, O'Reilly's drew it. What a season he's had from nowhere as well. He's cemented his place at left back in the team. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the England regular at left back. The wonderful season he's had.
Yeah, left back cut midfielder, because he doesn't spend much time at left back, does he? He wanders into that central area to add to an extra number in there, which creates an overload in the middle of the park. Here is Abdulkadir Kusanov on the short free kick. He runs away from Beto. Njai puts pressure on Silva, no problem for Bernardo Silva, who finds Gahey. They go out the other side towards the left, about a step in from the left touchline, midway inside Everton territory. And Manchester City have the ball. They're controlling possession and controlling the tempo of the game in the first 10 minutes here at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Remember, a victory tonight keeps a pace with Arsenal. Anything other than that, and they hand the advantage to Mikel Arteta's team significantly. Here is O'Reilly, into Doku, back across to Gahey. Gahey with a bit of space, plays it on to Gonzalez, back out wide to the left, and Doku again, who fancies his chances up against Merlin Rowe. He cuts inside, stops the ball, then goes on the outside, gets room for the cross, and, well, just couldn't quite squeeze it through because Rowe stuck out his leg and diverted it behind, and it's away for another corner to Manchester City. Another quick one taken, short, into Cherki, back to Bernardo Silva, 0-0 the score. It's on towards Kusanov. Kusanov 10 yards outside the box. Then he finds Semenyo, who drives into the box. Roll makes the tackle. Semenyo wins it back again, edge of the area, finds Bernardo Silva, looks to open his body up to get the shot away, can't do so. Cherki slows down by Njai. It's all very tight on the edge of the box, and they're squeezed wide again. Down the right they come with Gonzalez, into Semenyo, back to Cherki. Cherki flicks it into the path of Matthias Nunez, back to Gonzalez again. Again, Everton shape good enough to stop them from getting within touching distance of the 18-yard box. Manchester City, and they're driven back towards the halfway line. Back they come down the left. O'Reilly to Doku. Doku engaged immediately by Mikolenko, who's probably on the wrong side at the moment. Doku's breezed past him. He's then engaged by 3. Has to go to the left and give it to O'Reilly. And Manchester City finding it very difficult to pierce that final line of Everton defenders. Here is Matthias Nunez up towards the edge of the area on the right side now, combining with Semenyo. Will he get a low cross in? He will. It comes back to him after being steered away by Key. He's still inside the penalty area, plays it against Dewsbury Hall. It's out for a corner.
Well, it's total domination in terms of possession of the ball.
88% possession, Steve.
Yeah, we're not surprised at it. Another corner, the 4th or 5th of the game. It looks as if they're going to put it in the box.
Well, they've taken everyone short so far. This one a little bit more direct, maybe. They put it under Jordan Pickford, who hasn't really had anything to do so far in the game. Bernardo Silva to take it, 12 minutes gone. Into that near post, flicked away by Mikolenko. And it's out for a corner on this near side. This is talkSPORT. And again, Bernardo Silva will wander over and place the ball down just on the edge of the quadrant. There's quite a few Manchester City jerseys on the edge of the penalty area waiting for the ball to come out of the box. It's very congested inside the 6-yard box as well. It's put in there towards the near post. It's headed away by O'Brien. Comes back out as far as Bernardo Silva. And Nunez finds Cherki. Cherki runs up towards the edge of the box and then stumbles and almost falls on the edge of the area. And Haaland fights back to win it. And when Haaland is coming back to fight and grab and make sure that the ball is not turned over and there's no counter-attack, you know you're in a good place as a football team. Doku down the left, trying to take on O'Brien. Roll is over there as well. Gahey onto Matthias Nunez. He tries to slide it into Haaland. Haaland looking for room for the shot. He's travelled a little way here. Bounced into James Garner. The free kick is given, and Everton have a free kick on the edge of the D. And it's Everton 0, Manchester City 0. 13 goal on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. And don't forget that with now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Everton versus Manchester City live right now
Search Now Sports. Here's Steve Bruce.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful start by City in terms of possession. I have to say Everton have been really defensively wise. They've been strict in their spaces, but they've covered very well, you have to say. And they have to at the moment because it's been total domination of the football at the moment.
Well, Pep Guardiola's team had very little to get excited about 5 months ago. Now, 3 years on from winning a treble, there's every possibility that they can win another. They weren't at their fluent best when we saw them against Southampton. There were a lot of changes in that game. They popped the ball around confidently against Burnley, but didn't really trouble the Clarets' defence enough and run out of ideas towards the end, just sort of slowed up. Maybe there was a bit of fatigue there. That's why Pep Guardiola decided to give his players a little bit of a rest in this period that they've had between games. And that was a slip by Nunez, a crossfield ball from left to right, which you couldn't really read the flight of. It went out of play, and it's out for a throw-in to Everton on the halfway line. 0-0 the score. As the sun goes down over the Hill Dickinson Stadium in Merseyside. Thrown down the left to Njai. And Nunez comes across and puts it out of play.
The one thing they do as well, Man City, they go after the ball so quickly and brightly. Here's Cherky now, forcing it back to the goalkeeper. They want the ball back as quick as they can.
Floated ball by Pickford, away by Nunez, taken on by Semenyo, who wrestles with it, out muscles Dewsbury Hall, feeds it into Bernardo Silva. They're a bit of a relentless counter-pressing machine, aren't they? As soon as they lose the ball, they win it back within seconds.
Yeah, you forget how good they are without the ball to get after it.
Here is Doku down the left door, and O'Reilly has just breached the back line. He's pulled the ball through the penalty area. Haaland was going towards the far post at the penalty spot. That's where the ball went. There was no one in the grey of Manchester City. And, Everton haven't got to grips with them so far. A bit of frustration inside the ground as Doku comes forward, tries to pop it through the legs of Irabunum. It's back to Gonzalez, Cherky, chasing shadows a little bit here at times, Everton. Here is Doku down to the left, looking for Mark Gay, who's joined the attack. Now Cherky trying to come forward, and then gives it to O'Reilly. He spirals away from Irabunum and keeps possession just left of centre. Everton 0, Manchester City 0. You're listening to talkSPORT, and it's been a bright start from Manchester City, and a bit of a timid one so far for Everton. Crossfield pass is heavy out towards his near side, but Semenyo does absolutely brilliantly to keep that in.
What about that for a bit of skill?
Wow! He jumped up on the sideline, on the touchline on the near side, and he sort of almost scissor kicked the ball back into play when it looked like it was going out. I mean, he must be doing some yoga. Here is O'Reilly in behind the defence, getting to the bar and pulling it back towards Haaland, who tries to stab it towards goal. It's blocked by talkSPORT and then bobbles up into the arm of Jordan Pickford, and it's cleared away. 16 goals, still goalless, but it's all Manchester City. However, Mikalenko has played the ball forward, and Njai actually was in an offside position. If he had stayed onside there, then City were in big trouble because their line was quite high. He just went a little bit too early, didn't he, Njai?
Yeah, he went a little bit too early on the halfway line, but he was a good 8 yards off, wasn't he? Yeah. Even the Everton fans in front of me here now accepted that the linesman might have been right.
Here is the aforementioned Doku moving down that left touchline, nudging it infield to Gay. Gay looking for a bit of space, back towards O'Reilly. O'Reilly back to the left, and then it's picked up by Doku once again. Doku tries to tease it away from Merlin Roll. They're not really doing anything, Everton, just in their stations, in their slots, trying to stop it from being a procession to goal for Manchester City, who have absolutely dominated the football. They've got an iron grip on the game so far, but it's still goalless. 17 gone. Here is Doku, just sort of slaloming down the left, a little twist to turn in towards O'Reilly, who takes it, tries to fire it across the face of goal, blocked by talkSPORT. Second attempt from O'Reilly, hits Michael Keane, goes behind and away for a corner over on the far side. Non-stop pressure.
Non-stop pressure, and O'Reilly. No wonder he's got 3 goals in his last few games. He's forever in the box. That's 2-3 occasions he's done the same thing. He's inside right position.
Still yet to test Jordan Pickford. Here is Kusanov from the corner, which went short again and then horseshoed around to the right side. Semenyo, Cherky, trying to find a shot. He This time powers it at Pickford, who parries it away. It's the first save of the game. Semenyo into the area. Lovely little feet. Gets onto his right foot. Pulls it through the 6-yard box, but couldn't find a grey shirt to tap it home. Manchester City knocking at the door. But so far, although those hinges are creaking, it won't open.
Yeah, a wonderful piece of skill by Semenyo. Another one. What a great signing he's been since January. He's burst past two players and then pulls it onto his right foot. It sort of miskicks it really towards the back post. Would you agree, Sam? Miskicked it really a little bit. I think he was shooting. I think so. Yeah, was he shooting? Yeah.
It was all in between the two, wasn't it? A shot and a cross through the 6-yard box. Again, Everton give it away cheaply, and O'Reilly picks it up. It'll run loose again, and Gay will get there first. He immediately pushes it down the left flank into the path of Doku. Doku comes infield, back to Gay. Gay across to Gonzalez, who can hit them from anywhere, so don't give him the ball with too much room, 25 yards from goal. Here is Semenyo, right side. There's Matthias Nunez, makes a lovely run behind Mikolenko, who didn't know where he was. He tries to put it through the penalty area, and Mikolenko had to react and just about did, and stop the ball from having any real purchase and going through the penalty area, and he diverted it back to his goalkeeper. It remains 0-0, but it feels like a matter of time, Steve Bruce, before Manchester City make the breakthrough.
Well, they're relentless in their work, aren't they? And they create these overloads in a wide area. How often do we see the fullbacks in the box? We'll keep seeing it on the left-hand side. Then it was Nunez's time, and unfortunately, at the moment, they just haven't picked anybody out for that final pass that missed.
Yeah, they've only really had one shot on goal, and that was the one that was saved from Ryan Cherky by Jordan Pickford away to our right-hand side. He was made more saves than any other goalkeeper this season. 93 now on the board. 11 clean sheets, which is third behind the leader in that regard. He's alongside Dean Henderson. And he's come to Everton's rescue on a number of occasions this season. Here he is at Mark Gay, just left of the centre circle, back to the left, and Nico Gonzalez, who plays it up to Bernardo Silva. He in turn finds Doku, travels infield, looking for Cherky. Cherky back to Gonzalez. And then Gonzalez feeds it into Cherky in the midpoint of the Everton half. And again, Everton, who haven't really got over the halfway line, apart from a couple of brief flurries, have had to spend most of the time camped away to our right-hand side inside their own territory. Here's Matthias Nunez, flicking the ball to the left. It's out towards Gay, out towards the left. It's picked up by Doku. Doku moves into the penalty area. Out to the left, trying to get to the byline. Looks to produce a cross. He does towards Haaland. It's Semenyo who hits it, and it's over the top of the crossbar on the volley from Semenyo, who is about 10 yards from goal, right side of the penalty area. Good chance.
Really good chance, and he's, technique let him down in that instance. Gone over the crossbar. But again, it's just relentless from Man City, and Everton can't seem to get a tackle against them. And how often have we seen this against Man City? They're so difficult to play against. They're even difficult just to get the ball off them at times. I wouldn't know what the possession now, it must be 70-80%. 86 possession.
Yeah,
in 20 minutes away from home was quite remarkable.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, there was a PA announcement whilst that last chance was taking place, and the lady who did it suggested that there was going to be a safety announcement and prepare for a drill. I wonder whether or not they were going to vacate the rest of the pitch, because it's seemingly they vacated the left side of the stadium so far because no one's been in it for the last 20 minutes.
Commence stadium safety exercise.
I think is that a rallying call? Commence stadium safety exercise?
Maybe she's asked him to bring on another couple of players, maybe.
Crikey.
Can Everton play with 13?
Certainly at the moment they look like they need a little bit more for safety. Away to our right hand side, 22 gone, cleared by Pickford upfield, through the middle of the pitch, headed away by Cousinon, and one in the middle of the park by Irabudin. But then the challenge by Bernardo Silva was so good, and then Cherky tried to slide the ball in between the two centre backs, didn't quite get the trajectory of it right. It didn't feed Haaland as he had hoped, and it's gobbled up by Pickford away to our right-hand side. It's been a nothing performance by, well, I say it's been a nothing performance by Everton. They haven't been allowed to do anything, but they haven't really laid a glove on Manchester City so far.
No, they've gone deep and they've defended deep, and they've had one or two issues to deal with where they haven't picked the player out, Man City, but in terms of possession, it's been all City. And I know how difficult it is from my previous experiences is, you know, it's very difficult to go up against Man City because you're terrified of the pace of the top three in particular they've got at the moment. So Everton have, for the last 2 minutes, have been ventured into their City's half for the first time, really.
Yes, they're about 10 yards inside the Manchester City half, and they guard it back to talkSPORT, and then Keane across the back line to Mykolenko's playing on this near touchline, but he took too long to release it down the touchline. Semenyo came across, played it out of play, and it goes for a throw-in. It's back deep inside the Everton half of the field. Floated high and wide out to the right for King. Taken down by O'Brien, then back into talkSPORT, who looks for a long ball through the middle of the park, up towards Beto, and Beto, I mean, he didn't really do much wrong there. He just sort of lent into Kusanov, but in doing so, he used too much physicality for Mike Oliver's liking, and the free kick was given in Manchester City's favour. Here is Doku overhitting his pass down the left. Did you think that was a foul, Steve?
No, it didn't look like it. Any sort of physicality now these days, it seems as if it's always pulled up in the Premier League, you know. As I've said many times, we've got to be a bit careful. You know, we all like to see the Premier League in that robust style, which, of course, Everton need to have against a very, very good Man City. It's gone from back to front, up to Beto. He hasn't done much wrong, really. The referee's pulled him up for innocuous-looking challenge, I have to say.
Well, so far we've had just the one shot on target, 7 shots, none from Everton, either on target or off target, 7 from Manchester City so far in the game. But Everton coming forward within charge, up towards the edge of the area, and Dewsbury Hall's effort is nudged behind by Kusanov, who blocks the effort on the edge of the 6-yard box and sends it out for a corner. And there's a little bit of an ironic Everton cheer here, but they've got their first corner of the game.
At last they've got something to cheer about, and for me, this is where they can be dangerous. This is the biggest weapon what they've got on the evening. They're so good usually from set pieces. Got some big headers in the ball, particularly in talkSPORT and Keane.
Yeah, O'Brien coming up from the back as well, and he's just stationed himself underneath the crossbar towards the front post. Beto is in there too. Njai just hanging back on the edge of the penalty area. talkSPORT and Keane looking to get a run towards the far post. It's Keane who gets up there with a header. O'Reilly gets second contact on the ball, elevates it out over on the far side of the way for a throw-in. Well, O'Brien goes across, lines up for a long throw, and I haven't seen too many Jake O'Brien throws, but Kevin Danso, particularly good exponent of the art. Michael Coyote, another very, very good catapulter of a football. Let's see what O'Brien has got. He approaches the white line, sends it long towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by O'Reilly, back in by Erabunum. It drops inside the box towards Beto, but Gonzalez gets there first. A crunching challenge by Garner. The ball spilled out towards the near side, and City will allow that to go for a throw deep inside their own territory. It remains 0-0. Michael Oliver not happy about where Matthias Nunez wants to take this throw-in from. A little bit of a wrestling match between him and Beto, and then Michael Oliver says, take a couple more steps back, fella. And he steals them anyway and sends it down towards Haaland. But the header is won by Mykolenko. Roll up to Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall tries to chest it away from Bernardo Silva. It's cleared by Nunez, but back by Erabunum. And then Beto wins a header. And now Haaland nudges it towards the far side. 27 gone. And for the first time in the match, Everton just had a bit of the football, which has just kept everyone interested, Steve.
Yeah, they've needed a bit of possession, and they've needed something like a long throw or a corner kick to give them a bit of belief. And it's been a tough 20-odd minutes for them, but all of a sudden they're still in the game. Pickford has made one real save that you would think, well, you'd expect him to make it. So they'll be quite pleased with it. 27 minutes.
Bernardo Silva allowed to run far too far with the ball at his feet. He nudges it towards the left, and then O'Reilly is dispossessed by Garner, who puts it out for a throw on the far side. But that felt like it was a little bit too easy for Bernardo Silva to run through the middle of the Everton midfield. Ball thrown in quickly. Gay sends it wide onto Doku, who looks to take on Roll. He comes in on his right foot, and he's waiting to tease him so he can go on the outside. He then beats him on the outside, gets to the byline, then he wants to beat him again, so he turns back and plays it to Gay. Gaze on the left edge of the area, comes back into the middle of the Everton half, and then Gonzalez under pressure from Dewsbury Hall gives it to Kusanov, who decides that he's going to unleash a strike from, well, fully 35 yards, maybe even a little bit further than that, and it goes miles wide.
I think that was one of mine, Sam, I think. Trying to score from 40 yards now and again. Sailing over.
Ever managed it?
Not quite. I think I only scored half a dozen with my feet, I think. I used to flick it up and head it, you know, Sam.
0-0. Well, the good news is that that bus that they parked in front of that Everton goal for the first 20 minutes has actually left the bus station.
Well, sometimes you have to do that. You have to dig in deep, because you know Man City are going to have large possession.
Here is Kusanov into Haaland. Haaland trying to play towards the left-hand side. Into Bernardo Silva, who moves the ball through the centre circle and then finds Gonzalez. Remember, tomorrow we've got Champions League special kick-off with Adrian Durham, Darren Bent, Kevin Atchard. That's live on talkSPORT from 7 Wednesday night. Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain. The second leg, live commentary of what was a thrilling first leg. Brilliant. Second leg will be just as good, I'm sure. And then we've got Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest on Thursday night, and Crystal Palace Shakhtar next as well. Hull Millwall, the Championship semi-final playoff, that's on Friday night. And then Saturday, Liverpool against Chelsea, we're back on Merseyside. So that's on talkSPORT, and Middlesbrough Southampton is at the same time on talkSPORT too. The reason you've heard the groans is because Kusanov has gone down, claiming he was fouled on the halfway line. And the game is stopped as a result. Beto again involved in a little bit of physicality with the Uzbekistani.
Yeah. We're going to have a little look now and see if he's in possession of it. Oh, he did stand on his toe.
He stood on his toe. Well, they've thrown the ball back to Manchester City, and they can build again from the back. Donnarumma is the Manchester City goalkeeper. He has had very little to do so. He could probably play without one, the way things have started here. Half an hour gone. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 0. And it's been all Manchester City, apart from a brief flurry forward by Everton. They've got the ball here. They've pinched it with Keane. A poor pass by Kusanov. Taken on now by Njai, who darts down the left-hand side, feeds the ball into Dewsbury Hall, gets it back again, then casts the right of passing field. It's away by Gonzalez up to the halfway line. 0-0 the score. Live on talkSPORT. Down the touchline it goes from Mikalenko. It's out of play. And goes out for a throw on this near side, which Mikalenko, the Ukrainian, will take. Looking for an option behind it. Goes infield instead. City have put together some really good victories recently. They found a way past Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal in recent weeks. Win tonight and then on Saturday, and the pressure will move back on Arsenal. They have Brentford at home at the weekend. That's Saturday night, 5:30, which will keep you in touch with during the game day phoning. And Everton haven't beaten Manchester City in the Premier League since they thrashed them 4-0 in Pep Guardiola's first season in charge, January 2017. Tom Davis starred that day, if I remember rightly. It's currently Everton 0, Manchester City 0. For the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Everton to win at 6-1, the draw is 3-1, City at 9-4 on to win the game. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+. BigGambleAware.org. Here is Merlin Roll getting in behind the defence. He's got past Gane. He's got Beto waiting in the centre. He feeds Beto. Oh, good intervention by the goalkeeper. Beto gets it back, turns and fires it against Kusanov, and it goes behind. Well, they've been waiting for that one moment to get in behind the high line. They did that down the right-hand side. And it was brilliant from Roll, outpaced Gane. He produced a really good ball into the centre. Donnarumma got just enough on it to send it behind Beto, who was darting into the 6-yard box, hoping for a tap-in, and just about Manchester City survived.
Just about survived. What wonderful pace from Roll. Runs away from Gane. He really gives him 5-6 yards, then produces a great cross across the 6-yard box. And unfortunately, Bendo's not being able to get on the end of it. Wonderful break by Everton.
He just held his run a little bit. He would have done. Here is Garner towards the far post from the first real danger situation from a set piece. There's a bit of shoving going on. Kusanov is squared up to Tarkowski. Tarkowski and Kusanov have gone head to head. Referee's over there. Now wants a word with both of them just to calm things down.
a little bit reactionary from Kusanov.
Well, just shows you for all the domination they've had, the best clear-cut chance of the evening has fell to Everton. Wonderful pace by Roll. Unfortunately, Donnarumma's just got a hand to it, stuck it out the road at Beto for a tap-in.
Yeah, good opportunity that for Everton, their first real opportunity of the game. And Donnarumma coming to the rescue for Manchester City. 0-0 the score. Haaland's got it in midfield, puts it through the legs of Garner, a chance for Cherky to race up the field. Haaland's gone through the middle, out wide is Semenyo. Semenyo on that right side tries to take on Mykolenko. Gets around the outside of him, then he holds him up well enough so that he has to really force his way into the box, which he does. Cherky to Gay, the space out left for Doku. Doku now into the box on his right foot, looking for a shooting opportunity, slipped as he pulled the trigger. It then bobbled outside the box and Manchester City come forward again. 34 on the clock. 0-0 the score on talkSPORT. On this Monday night, it's Bank Holiday Monday, wherever you are, whatever you've been doing, if you've been out or you're still barbecuing today, or maybe you've been in a nice pub garden all day, you've come back in, turn the radio on, it is still 0-0 between Everton and Manchester City, which means good news at the moment for Arsenal fans. Here is Cherky, up towards the edge of the box, out wide it goes to Bernardo Silva. He tries to lift it over the top, looking for Nunez, who keeps it alive inside the penalty area. There was contact there, referee said play on, then Gonzalez shut down Beto. The free kick has got Everton's direction this time around, and Everton have possession back inside their own half. Well, they rode that early storm, Everton, for 20 minutes, see Bruce. Since then, Manchester City have sort of slowed up again. It's a little bit like the Burnley game.
Yeah, they've had total domination of the football, but in the last third, you have to give credit to Everton. They've, as I said, they've made sure there's no real gaps or spaces for them to run into. When they have got there, they've missed the pass a little bit, haven't really created anything as a clear goal-scoring opportunity just yet. And the longer it goes, you can see the belief in Everton that they can get something out of the game, and they can pose a threat.
Well, Pep Guardiola has unleashed a devastating front four in recent weeks. Haaland, Semenyo, Cherky and Doku have all started together in City's last 4 games in the Premier League, which they've won. And Ryan Cherky quickly becoming City's new assist king. He leads the Premier League for expected assists per 90 minutes, filling the creative void that was left behind by the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. But they haven't managed to create a chance for Erling Haaland yet, despite having a lot of the ball in the opening 36 minutes of this game. And before they moved stadiums, City had sort of really completed Goodison Park. They won their final 8 trips in the Premier League to that famous old ground. Maybe Bill Dickinson might bring Everton a little bit of new luck, a change in luck, a change in fortunes. It's still 0-0. Everton have had one good chance in the match. Cherky down the right, on to Semenyo, who looks to take on Garner, but comes in field instead to Matthias Nunez. Slid into Gonzalez, round the corner it goes, and now Semenyo once again waits and sees the run of Matthias Nunez, who crosses the boxes, pushed behind by Garner, and it goes out for another corner.
How often do we see that run from the fullback where they don't go on the overlap, they're inside the pitch, inside, they run inside, create that overload in a wide area. There's another corner towards it, similar sort of pattern.
Let's see what they can come up with here. They're not going to go short this time. I think they're going to try and drift this one into the box from the right-hand side. So there'll be a left-footed in-swinger for Bernardo Silva to take, and he delivers it right underneath the goalkeeper, who swats it away brilliantly. It comes out as far as Cherky. Michael Over almost got in his way. Good tackle by Dewsbury Hall. And it forces the ball back to the halfway line. Eliman Jai anticipates that pass, nips it in front of Bernardo Silva, and guards it out for a throw on this near side. Good defending by Everton.
You can see the resilience of Everton. You can see why they've had such a good season. They're difficult to play against. They're really, really well organised, as you'd expect, and they're tough at what they do. It's not going to make it easy. They might defend a little bit deep as soon as you get really good possession.
Yeah,
but certainly they make it very difficult.
They have creaked defensively over the last couple of games. They've conceded 2 goals in each of their last 3 Premier League games, Everton. Here is
They're abundant, trying to get out in the tight spot, dispossessed by Antoine Semenyo on halfway. You're listening to Everton 0, Manchester City 0 on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. Back with Matthias Nunez. So amazing, isn't it, how the Premier League season has ebbed and flowed. Arsenal cramped up. They weren't looking as if they were at their free-flowing best to then go and rip apart Fulham at the weekend with some excellent football. And it's Manchester City now who need to find some inspiration, need to find a way through a dogged defensive unit. And they've had the ball pinched off their toes by Merlin Roll over on the far side, but Beto can't get on the end of it. Roll works hard to put pressure on Nunez. He eventually clears upfield, but that's going to go nowhere fast. And Pickford picks it off, and it's good defensive work by Everton once again.
The boy Rolls had a fantastic game. He's quick on the turn. He really stands up against Doku, and really been difficult. He's making it difficult for the lad. It shows excellent pace getting forward.
Well, they like him. They think he's a very talented player. It'll take a little while, has taken a little while to find his feet in the Premier League. He hasn't had much game time. This is only his third start this season in the Premier League, but I think he's got something, that's for sure. Ball out on the far side. Doku takes it on for Manchester City. Faces up O'Brien, pulls it into the area. Here's Cherki. He arrives, but he can't whip the ball back under the crossbar. He got right underneath it and sent it high into the stand away to our right-hand side. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, arguably their best one so far. Typical Doku going down the outside. Only needs half a yard. Cut it back towards the penalty spot. I think Turkey will be really disappointed that he hasn't hit the target with that. Maybe on his left side. Not their best opportunity.
What have you made of his influence in the game? He was accused a little bit in the Burnley match of taking too many touches, being a little bit too greedy. Is he going to get that balance right?
Yeah, when you play in that position, and you know what staggered me when you said to me before that he's only 22-year-old. He's done exceptionally well at that age, and it can only get better with experience. But yes, you've got to get that balance right from possession of the ball. Here he is.
Semenyo, wonderful. Lovely command on the football by Cherki as he gets to the edge of the area. He tries to pull it into the edge of the box, and then he gives it maybe too far away from Gonzalez into Gay. But the combination between Semenyo and Cherki there was a sight to behold, and the footwork from both of them was excellent. Here is Doku over on the left-hand side, into Bernardo Silva. 5 minutes to go before half-time on talkSPORT, where it's Everton 0, Manchester City 0. Here is Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly tries to poke it into Cherki. Again, Everton defending really well, almost 2 banks of 4, and a few more in there as well, a 6 and a 4 really more than anything else, as the ball goes down the side of the penalty area. Took an affection of O'Reilly last and goes out for a goal kick.
In the final third, Everton find themselves like a back 6 really. 2 wide players took it in and making it really difficult.
Well, they certainly have worked judiciously in the first 45 minutes, have Everton to keep Manchester City at bay. A few notes being made by David Moyes down in front of us. He's standing on the edge of the technical area. Pep Guardiola is stalking the technical area. I do always find it remarkable, the sizes of the technical areas that you have. You go to West Ham and it's the size of a tennis court. You come here and it looks like a tiny little trap door. Here is Nunez clearing from the edge of the penalty area. Forward by Garner. Dewsbury Hall went up there. Beto is now putting pressure on Gonzalez, who eventually sees the ball go out of play, and it's away for a throw in to Manchester City deep inside their own half. Pep Guardiola's got a lot of fixtures to negotiate between now and the end of the season. And he's got to get through this one first. They've got to find a way to break down this stubborn Everton defence if they want to keep tabs with Arsenal at the top of the table. They're 6 point box behind going into the night, 5 as it stands at the moment. But here's Doku, a step over by Semenyo to release Cherki. Edge of the area, Doku is arriving. Oh, he almost lost his footing. He didn't know what was happening, but he's won it back because of a poor clearance by Everton. Semenyo keeps it alive. He's now moved from right to left of the edge of the area. Silva switches it back to right towards Cherki. He brings it down, takes on Mikolenko, tries to pull it back to Doku. Doku's on the edge of the D, tries a left-footed shot into the corner and a goal. What a finish from Jeremy Doku on his left foot, curling the ball high beyond the reach of Jordan Pickford from the edge of the area to give Manchester City the lead. And they are taking no chances. They are refusing to give up the chase.
It's taken them some time to break down this stubborn Everton defence, and when they did so, they required a bit of magic to do it. Jeremy Doku with the goal, Everton 0, Manchester City 1.
Yeah, he looked as if he was in the same opportunity 30 seconds previous to it. He cut in on his left foot and sort of stumbled and slipped. This time he gets it. And it's a wonderful pass from, I think it's from Chirk. He throws it in, shifts it onto his left foot and bends it into the top corner. It's a top quality finish from his left foot. That's just, see, there's sometimes where it's just sheer quality, and it's the sheer quality on his wrong side. Shift it across. Wonderful, wonderful finish.
And that's the benefit of the rotations, because they were sort of in the wrong positions there, all of the Manchester City attack, but they moved fluidly into different positions to cause problems for Everton. They hadn't tracked the run, and Doku got himself into a position on the edge of the box where he could cut in on his left foot. Unlike him, he usually cuts in from the right and pulls it into the far corner, but it was the opposite foot, and it was a brilliant finish, and Manchester City lead, and now Everton have got a mountain to climb.
Well, they've got to come out and commit themselves forward, and there lies the problem when you try and get after Man City higher up the pitch.
Brian trying to get away down the right-hand side as we go into the final minute and a half of the first 45. I think we're going to have 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Merlin Rolls got it back far side. Jake O'Brien tries a little back heel. Not entirely sure. A centre-half playing at right back, playing a back heel in a tight position over on the far touchline when you're on the attack against Manchester City was ever going to come off. I mean, I don't know.
It's the modern game. The modern game. Centre-halves now can turn out at right backs and take the ball and try back heels, back flips, what have you.
Never fancy that yourself?
It's never great when it doesn't come off, especially if you're a centre-half. And also, especially when you've got people like you commentating on it.
It looked like he needed a crane to lift his foot up to do it as well, didn't it?
It wasn't very elegant, shall we put it that way?
Talking of not very elegant, the sports bar is open for business straight after we finish here. 037172244. Oh, that was a poor challenge over on the far side. Michael Keane over on Jeremy Doku. And a yellow card has come out here. And the Manchester City players not entirely convinced that that is enough.
Well, I think our friend VAR will be coming into it, and we're a long, long way from it, and it looked dangerous to me.
Well, he missed the ball completely. He's lucky he wasn't that high with his contact, I think. He kept his foot low, which I think is important, as he went over the ball and connected with Doku.
Yeah, the yellow card is probably the right decision. Well done up, Michael Oliver, I have to say.
2 minutes of added time. Oh, they are checking it on VAR. The VAR, who is Paul Howard, is having a look at it. I think...
Is it reckless and dangerous?
No, I don't think so. I think the yellow card is sufficient. I think the on-field decision is right there. I don't think he's endangering the safety of an opponent. It's a reckless challenge. It's a yellow card.
I tend to agree with you, but in today's game, I fear for him because he's left the floor. Is it reckless?
I think the fact that he keeps his foot
on the floor. If he had been a little bit higher...
He slides in from the right-hand side. He has missed the ball. He's completely misjudged the ball. He's gone over the top of that, and he's gone in as Doku is running away down the left-hand side. There is contact with the foot, but it is a low contact. I think the sort of demarcation point, Steve, is usually if you go above the ankle, that's going to be the red. I think yellow card is sufficient.
I absolutely agree with you.
And I think the VAR, having looked at it, is now inclined to think the same thing as well. Now, the suggestion is that Doku is trying to stay on the field here when he's had treatment and he has to go off for 30 seconds. That will be a minute by the time we click over into Jude. But they have a free kick right at the end of this first half here, Manchester City, with Bernardo Silva to take it. Wide on the left. He's got Iliman Ndiaye as the one-man wall. It's a left-footed cross into the box towards Gay. Took a little deflection. Pickford stopped it from going out for a corner, went to grab it, and he will clear it upfield. Everton 0, Manchester City 1. And the problem is that, Manchester City dominated the play. Everton did not very much for 20 minutes apart from defend. They had one good chance, but when you're defends so much, eventually that pressure is going to tell. Doku has come from the blind side, coming off the pitch and onto it to try and take the ball, and he's done that. He's got over the halfway line. Bearabunham has come up with a really good challenge. Semenyo then takes it over. The referee then blows the whistle and calls an end to the first 45 minutes and just takes the temperature out of it because it got a bit spicy towards the end there, and before it threatened to boil over, he just took the pot off the boil, which was probably a sensible thing to do.
A bit of experience from Michael Oliver, I have to say. The calm head when all around us are losing their... And you know, people like to see a challenge, especially these supporters here in Everton. They want to see their team making a fist of it and having a challenge and making the challenge. We've just seen 2 or 3 on the edge and it nearly boils over. It's important we don't take that element away from it, that's for sure.
Okay, half-time. If you want to be champions, you have to respond. They've done that in this first half. It took a bit of time for Manchester City to get in front, but in front they are. Jeremy Doku handing them the advantage at the break. And at the moment, handling the pressure. It is Everton 0, Manchester City 1.
Steve, I can't really understand what Everton fans and players were unhappy with there. They seem to be unhappy with Doku, 1 for being fouled badly, and 2 for coming back onto the pitch after 30 seconds. What's their problem? Don't they understand football? It's mad.
Adrian, now you want one of these rants again, aren't you?
It just frustrates me.
I mean, into trouble. Yeah, I mean, look. It's a bad challenge over on the far side, and I don't think the average supporter can see that challenge. I think we know really that was a poor challenge. But you're right though, when your man comes on the pitch after being on for 30 seconds and takes the ball off the fullback, they're not enamored to that.
He's just allowed to come back on the pitch and start playing. I mean, he doesn't have to ask anybody's permission once he's back on the pitch. Crazy. Listen, I think you both nailed the Keane yellow card. It's foolish from Keane, and I think David Moyes was moaning in the week last week about Everton not getting a penalty. Remember Fernandes basically juggled West Ham players and they didn't get a penalty for that. He was moaning about that, saying all they get is rubbish from PGMO. Well, he got a little bit lucky there with that yellow card because it could have been red and that wouldn't have been overturned by VAR, I don't think. But let's talk about the game itself and the goal. Doku, I mean, left foot, but actually he scored 6 goals this season, including that one, 3 right, 3 left. So he's adept with both feet. But it's a great finish. But first of all, the Cherki assist, there's another assist for Cherki. He brings the ball down, and the problem Everton have got is they don't know which way he's going to go, what he's going to do with the ball, who he's going to pass to, is he going to shoot? So they just have to wait and watch, don't they?
They do, and that's that quality what you see in Cherki to pull it out the sky the way he does, and then he threatens these fullback and then rolls it perfect weight into Doku, who's got the ability now. You say he scored 3 with his left foot, 3 with his right foot, so there just lies genuine ability. So the defender, he's reluctant to engage him because he can go both ways, go down his right hand side, his left. This time he's cut in on the left, and then it needs the execution. And that bit of quality to go and bend it in the top corner is the difference in the game, and that little bit of quality as we see from Man City so often.
Well, they had a lot of chances. Cherki straight at Pickford. Took them a while to have a chance, actually. Had all the ball but no chances. Cherki, after about 20 minutes, Semenyo weaved his way through, shot wide. Semenyo fired over. Cherki miles over. Probably should have scored with that one, or at least got it on target. And then you get the goal. But the problem City have got is it's only 1-0. And it's a dangerous scoreline.
It's a dangerous scoreline, of course it is. But Everton might have to come out and be a bit more adventurous themselves. In there lies always a danger against Man City with an unbelievable pace of Haaland and the 2 wide players and Cherki. Then, they're in pole position at the moment. They've had complete control for the first 25 minutes. It was 88% possession, was it? Resilience by Everton. And they've got to come forward a little bit now because they're obviously going to chase the game. Don't think much will change with Man City. Can they get the second one and control the football the way they have done so well in the first half?
Yeah, and that chance for Everton, Möller, the young German on the right-hand side, was superb. People will have seen him play before because he was in that German under-21 side England beat in the Euro final last summer. Baltimore was in that team for Germany as well. England won the Euros, yeah. So he came on as a sub in that game, but it was a brilliant run from him. And but for that Donnarumma fingertip touch, Beto scores a goal, doesn't he?
He did score a goal. It was wonderful pace because Gagey's not slow on the turn, but he runs away from him runs away, gives him 5 yards, it looks like, and then does everything right. Donnarumma's committed to himself to get across the 6-yard box. Got a fingertip to it, didn't he? Which just took it out of Beto's way, and they cleared the danger. But that just shows you can have all the possession you want, one split moment, one bit of magic, and Everton nearly got it.
Nearly, and they would have been 1 up at that point, and that presents a problem to Man City because Everton can get behind the ball, no doubt. Right now, Everton are 1-0 down, and they have to come out and play. If not just they want to win at home, but if they want to stay in touch with the European places and the possibilities that brings for next season. We all know David Moyes doesn't just love European football, he loves a European trophy, having won one before. Half-time, live on talkSPORT. Everton 0, Manchester City 1.
Kick-off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. 18+ gambleaware.org.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Simo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my BB one day.
Back in a mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floor drove. You've reached Chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage, and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com. The sharpest. Ooh. Crunch time. Down to the wire. Do or die. The season finale. Squeaky bum tape. Whatever you call the business end of the season, make sure you don't miss a minute with the Sun's free pull-out goals. From the Premier League to League Two, you'll get all the experts' opinion, tactical analysis and news you need. Get your free copy of Goals every Saturday, Sunday and Monday, only in the Sun.
Sorry, we all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the snow. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
On day 3 of leftovers for lunch, have a day off. Switch it up with a double cheeseburger for $2.49 on the McDonald's Saver menu.
Leftovers left the chat.
Talk about Saver satisfaction. Served from 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability.
At Betfair, we're built for football's dramatic running. From European knockout rounds to the league's biggest six-pointers, where promotion, relegation and title issues can swing on a dodgy VAR call. Can you predict the twists to come? Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Ackers or Bet Builders on football this week. Betfair. Play different.
Opt-in required. Free bet valid for 7 days. Minimum 3 legs at 1.5 odds or higher to qualify. T's and C's apply. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Kick off live on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now. Like Everton versus Man City live today. Search Now Sports. 18+ free via internet. Terms apply.
King of football commentary. Kick-off live on talkSPORT.
Half-time live on talkSPORT. Everton 0, Manchester City 1. Jeremy Doku. Everton have lost their last 2 games here against Liverpool late on. Heartbreak for them in the derby, and then at West Ham, rather surprisingly, last week. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. Get a free bet every week of the season and a big boost every day. That's Lad is fast. Satisfaction. Minimum £5 bet. Conditions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
And right now you can get Everton to win at 16 to 1. The draw is 11 to 2, and Man City to win is 6 to 1 on. Now Antoine Semenyo has been lively in the first half. He hasn't scored or assisted in his last 4 though in the league. But to score any time, Semenyo has now been boosted to 11 to 4. That's the latest odds with Ladbrokes. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. Get a free bet every week of the season and a big boost every day. That's Satisfaction. Minimum £5 bet. Conditions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Honestly, cannot wait for Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist on breakfast from 6 a.m. tomorrow. Set the alarm for it, right? Because Ali has just messaged me after the Rangers defeat to Hearts earlier. He's going to be on fire from 6 a.m. His reaction to that. I mean, it's not just Rangers defeat and being probably out of the title race. It's more about Lawrence Shankland scoring the winning goal against Rangers when he should, maybe according to some, be a Rangers player. That's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Ali McCoist, the Rangers legends, alongside Jeff Stelling on talkSPORT breakfast. Earlier today, Nottingham Forest beat Chelsea 3-1 at Stamford Bridge, and after the game, Blues interim boss Callum McFarlane spoke to talkSPORT Ian Abrahams and was quick to look forward following defeats.
Because you're only here to the end of the season in the job you're doing right now, how difficult is it for you to identify what needs to be put right at this club to take it back towards where it was 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago?
It's a good question, but it's not my place. That's not my job. My job is to prepare the team for 4 more games, to get training right tomorrow, to get the meetings right, to review the game, to be ready for Liverpool. So I'm looking at things from a much shorter lens.
I appreciate that, but what the owners might want your input as well. You're the guy coaching this bunch of players.
Yeah, that's a good point, but it's not the time for that. I think the most important thing is to be in the moment and to make sure that day by day we're getting things right, because there's still a lot to play for, and we need to just concentrate on what we can control, which is our performance level against Liverpool on Saturday. Sorry.
Yeah, needs to get the day of the game right as well, Steve Bruce, doesn't he? But in some ways, I feel a little bit sorry for him. But I also think whenever you get a manager unexpectedly getting the top job or an interim, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for them as well.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him, but it's difficult for him as well, I have to say, especially in the run that they're in. I mean, he's unfortunately it must be their worst run in, well, as far as I can remember.
Well, let me tell you, it's 6 league defeats in a row, and that's the first time in 33 years.
33 years, wow.
I think Jason Cundy was playing last time that happened.
Well, no wonder. Well, I didn't say that, did I?
Ruined it.
No, sorry. But just no disrespect to Mr. Cundy, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's quite an incredible statistic, isn't it? And it's it needs help at the moment, Chelsea, doesn't it? From the great heights that they've scaled very, very quickly under the Abramovich era, and they've spent a hell of a lot of money, and they've bought some very talented young players. For me, looking from the outside to it, you need to find that little bit of experience to help them along the way. When I was at Aston Villa, for example, I took John Terry. All of a sudden, changed the whole dynamic of the dressing room. His influence, his leadership skills, the way he handles himself, the way he approaches a game, transformed the dressing room overnight, basically. He could personally do that as a player. And I think now that when they look at the squad of players that they've got, they need their own head, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 to help these young players. There's nothing wrong with a group of young players and the vision and all the rest of that. They can get it, but you do need a bit of experience to give them a help along the way.
I guess you do. I mean, I'm thinking about how there were European champions 5 years ago, lost some of the world champions, whatever that might mean, but I guess you're right. But people talk about the young players, but they've actually got quite a bit of experience now, some of these players. Moises Caicedo, even Cole Palmer, he's so confident, even though he is young. He's now played a couple of seasons, so...
Yeah, but they're still young, and they're still learning their trade, and they're trying to learn it in a big club. I still think that they need a helping hand. And for me, having just got the balance right in terms of when you are up against it, and they are up against it at this particular moment, you need that bit of experience to help you through.
I do think they do need a bit of experience, and I've been talking about that for a long time now, and I think it's pretty obvious that everybody can see that. And the owners have come out and said they're going to look for more ready-made players. Yeah, okay. But that isn't an excuse for some of the performances that we've seen either. You're absolutely right, Adrian. There are players out there that do have quite a lot of experience, and they should be performing better. That first 15 minutes today was unacceptable. And it's not the first time that that's happened this season. Now, maybe there's a little bit of tiredness because they played all through last summer, but ultimately it hasn't been good enough, has it?
It hasn't. Chelsea with problems. Forest 6 points clear of the relegation zone. 1 relegation spot to go. That will be decided in due course. We're looking at Europe and we're looking at the title tonight. Sam mentioned the 4-0 Everton win over Pep City in 2017. Romelu Lukaku, Kevin Morales, Tom Davies, and on his Everton debut, Ademola Lookman with the goals for Koeman's side that night. 71% of the ball Man City had. They lost 4-0. They've got most of the ball tonight. They're 1-0 up here at Everton. It's live on talkSPORT with Steve Bruce and Sam Matchface.
And if it stays like this, then we're going within 3 points of the leaders, Arsenal, in the Premier League. And we're off and underway at the start of the second half here live on talkSPORT at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Immediately City on the front foot, with Cherki getting down the outside and winning the first corner of the second half. And I suppose that's exactly what Pep Guardiola would have wanted to see from his side right at the beginning of the game's second half. Steve Bruce.
Yeah, straight on the front foot. They took the short corner again.
Quickly into Bernardo Silva, who's wriggling away from the grasp of Ayman Ndiaye. Back to Kusanov. We've played 46 minutes here, and the ball is wide out on the right. Cherki trying to take the ball up to the edge of the penalty area. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 1. It is Bernardo Silva with a bit of room to crack one goal. Once it comes to O'Reilly, miskicks it actually, and the ball bobbles away. The initial shot from Bernardo Silva hit the defender. It fell to O'Reilly, and usually you would expect him to crack that into the bottom corner.
Well, the form he's shown in his ability tonight, yeah, it's just fell on his right foot though, hasn't it? It's just unfortunately for him, fell on his weaker side and he's badly miskicked it.
Well, the Arsenal fans listening to this tonight in North London and beyond will be hoping that Everton can find an equaliser from somewhere. It hasn't looked likely so far. Here's Haaland getting the ball forward, cut out by Mikalenko over on the far side. He gets it all the way back to his goalkeeper. I'll run through the 2 teams for you. It's blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks for Everton, attacking the goal away to our right as dusk has fallen here and the floodlights take over as the main light source. Pickford is the goalkeeper, all in orange. He's kicked that straight to Doku on halfway. The right back is O'Brien. Keane has been booked alongside Tarkowski in the centre with Mikalenko on the left. Here is Dewsbury Hall, feeding Beto into the area, gets away from the first defender but can't get away from Gay, who positioned himself brilliantly and stopped him from getting a shot on goal there, Beto. Good move from Everton.
Yeah, good move, and what a tackle from Gay. He needed to as well. Great little ball by Dewsbury Hall in behind, and Beto's onto it. Gay, he produces a wonderful challenge.
Back with Everton again. Apart from Mikalenko at left back, Tarkowski, Keane and O'Brien, they've got Irabunam and Garner in the middle of the park, with Dewsbury Hall through the centre, Roll on the right and Ndiaye on the left, and Beto through the middle. Manchester City in light grey with thick yellow trim, taking the goal away to our left, but defending again as Beto is played forward. The offside flag is up against him though as he brings the ball down. The free kick is given on the edge of the penalty area. Donnarumma in pink is the Manchester City goalkeeper. It's Matthias Nunez, Kusanov, Gay and O'Reilly is the back four. Gonzalez and Bernardo Silva holding, with Semenyo, Cherki and Doku the goal scorer behind. Haaland in attack. It's 1-0 to Manchester City away from home here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. And it's busy tonight, but it's not entirely full as Beto gets a yellow card for a late challenge on Mark Gay. Just a little kick out after the ball had gone there.
Yeah, it was petulant more than dangerous, or it's not going to hurt him, I don't think. A silly yellow card, really.
Beto was in good form before the injury that he picked up. 5 goals in 6 games before the head injury. And he's highly rated in the last couple of matches after what was a tough start to the season. A bit of frustration amongst the Everton support about him and Barry early in the campaign. Here is Semenyo going down the Manchester City right, hands it off to Cherki, gets it back to Semenyo, tries to squeeze through a tight gap. It's a challenge by
Garner on Semenyo, then clatters into Mikolenko. They stayed down Semenyo. The referee stopped the game because he thinks it's a head injury. Mikolenko, I think, was sort of the player who he collided with after the initial challenge from Garner on the edge of the area. It almost fell into his body. Did he get a knee in the side of the head there, Semenyo? He's definitely holding the side of his head.
Well, looking Sam for the replay on it, because to start with I thought it was the challenge, but it looks as if he's holding his head, and when he's took a knee to the head.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
It's a knee to the side of the head, yeah. As he fell over, his head just sort of went into the side of the body of Mikolenko, and the knee just took the brunt of the action on the cheek. So he's down, he's getting treatment from the physios. Pep Guardiola just swigging from a water bottle. I mean, do you think he needs that big sort of P on the side of his hoodie just to remind him that that's his?
That he is the mighty Pep?
Yeah. Well, a hell of a big sort of initial, isn't it?
If you're that good at what he does, you can do what you want, wear what you want. Especially if he's got a huge big capital P on his t-shirt.
Well, we've got a delay here. John Stones is the focus of the cameras at the moment. He's a former Everton player. His career at City is going to come to an end. That was revealed last week. He's won absolutely everything with Manchester City, and he's had a very good time with them. But he's one of a number of central defenders that have had injury problems this year. And Ruben Diaz and Josko Gvardiol are sitting in the stands here watching on high as well, because they too unavailable at the moment. Stones is on the bench this evening. Could be called upon. I wonder where he ends up next, John Stones. I mean, he has been linked with a move back to Everton, but they're quite well stocked in that area. Leeds United were mentioned as well recently.
Yeah, if he stays well, he's another one who is a really, really talented footballer who unfortunately seems to have picked up a lot of injuries in the last 18 months in particular. Maybe a change could do the rest, and, you know, change is as good as the rest to say. I think that Calvert-Lewin, for example, he's another one plagued with injuries. All of a sudden, he's sparkled at Leeds.
Our producer Izzy has just written me a note saying, Ipswich, guess who she supports?
Is Izzy an Ipswich fan?
He is an Ipswich fan, yeah.
Wow.
Didn't go on that parade for promotion today, though. You're listening to Everton 0, Manchester City 1 on talkSPORT with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Everton versus Man City live right now. Search Now Sports. Steve Bruce, Sam Boniface at Hill Dickinson Stadium in Merseyside. And we play 52 minutes. We're just getting underway. And Semenyo, having had his treatment, is back on over on the far side. Flipped forward by Tarkowski. That'll be dealt with by Matthias Nunez. And then Gonzalez manages to funnel it through. But it's given away by Manchester City. And Dewsbury Hall's unleashing one from distance, but never found the target with it. It's a little bit sloppy, that, from Mark Gay, who challenged better and gave it straight to Dewsbury Hall. And he has been in good goal-scoring form, actually, Dewsbury Hall. And he wasn't too far away from finding the target.
Yeah, I think initially his Cherokee gave the ball away. It's not like him at all. Missed the pass, round the corner, intercepted by Everton, and right on the attack. And Dewsbury Hall's got a wonderful shooting opportunity. He's lighted over the bar, unfortunately.
8 goals this season for Dewsbury Hall. It's been a very good signing. 29 million quid from Chelsea, but it's gone very well. It's his 100th Premier League appearance tonight as Haaland goes down the left-hand side. Tarkowski comes across, commits a foul, and picks up a yellow card as a result of that, and gives a free kick away in a dangerous area, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he needed to do it either, because I think the pass was overhit. I think he was worried about Haaland, and if the pass was right, has he grabbed a hold of him? Yeah, he possibly has.
It's both central defenders now, though, that have been booked.
Got to be careful, haven't they, with still half an hour to play. Really, really careful.
7th Premier League yellow card of the season. They take the free kick short again, Manchester City, rather than getting the ball inside the box. And Doku then tries to clip it towards the far post, but is overhit and it goes behind and away for a goal kick. That felt like a bit of a wasted opportunity.
They don't put it in there, do they? You know, they keep wanting to go into the box and create that 2v1 or 3v2, looking for that little bit of quality. Unfortunately, Dogu didn't find it there. How often do we see it, though? They have to play in the opposition penalty box more than anybody else.
Well, if Everton are going to get anything from this game, it will be in the second half. Manchester City have been brilliant in the first half this season, but their stats plummet in the second 45. They go from 1st to 13th for shot conversion after the break.
Nothing comes easy in the Premier League, that's for sure. Manchester City took their time before getting in front of this game. It is just 1-0, as it was against Burnley the other week, live on talkSPORT. Here is Gonzalez, challenged by Irabunum. And that goes all the way back to Kusanov. Now Cherki. Irabunum is all over him again. He goes wide to the right, and now Antoine Semenyo, Manchester City. Guides it back to Matthias Nunez, and then it's he who travels forward and plays it eventually square. Manchester City still got to negotiate Brentford at home, Palace at home, the FA Cup final, Bournemouth away, and Villa at home on the final day of the season. They've got a very congested end to the season. Here is Nico Gonzalez, floating the ball out to the wide right position, a slip by Semenyo, sees the ball go wildly away from him, and it's out of play and away for a throw over on the left-hand side.
We have seen a lot of people slip over tonight, especially him, Semenyo, and Doku. Maybe they look that quick. The studs won't get a grip on the pitch, but they have fell over a few times.
We weren't on Stanley Park having a bank holiday barbecue with a couple of glasses of champagne before the game, were they?
I don't see that.
No, me neither. Although I did see a few people that were enjoying that, and they seem to be having a rather nice time in doing so. Gay sends it forward, up towards the halfway line.
Not many people work on a bank holiday Monday, you know that.
I know. And we're all here. Here is Merlin Brown. Of course, the boys on the Sports Bar will be taking your calls straight after we finish here as well. 03717 2233 4. That is the number to call, and they will open proceedings at 10 o'clock. By that time, Manchester City hope to be just 3 points behind Arsenal. Here is Njai, though, trying to nudge it forward. It's cut out on the edge of the area by Cherki, and it goes out of play. 4-ball forward by Garner, and it goes out for a throw-in deep inside the Everton half of the field. Here's Cherki. Stabbed back towards Bernardo Silva in the centre of the Manchester City half, and it's now Mark Gay who starts to stride forward up to the halfway line. Doku takes on O'Brien, then tries to feed it into the inside left channel. O'Reilly's making a nuisance of himself. Tarkowski decides just to go to ground and use his experience to draw a free kick from the youngster.
Yeah, all the experience in the world, waited for it. Knew that the challenge was going to be there. Ended up being a free kick as we expected.
Well, Everton still have an outside chance of Europe. They have Crystal Palace away, Sunderland at home, and then Tottenham away on the final day of the season. But if they get nothing from this game, it does look a little bit more tricky for David Moyes and his team. Could really do with something here this evening. Not that's an easy thing to do. Here is Doku on the left-hand side, thinking he's going to get a free kick there. He didn't. He went to ground despite a little bit of pressure from O'Brien. It's been a bit of a battle, actually, between those two. It was only when he moved over to the other side he made room for his shot, but he got away from O'Brien. Here is Dewsbury Hall down that left-hand side. Across goes Kusanov. He's wrestling with Dewsbury Hall, but it's Dewsbury Hall emerges with the ball, and Kusanov gets back going. Referee says play on, and Manchester City threaten to counter-attack. Haaland bundles away from Irabunum. He's got Doku to his left. He feeds him eventually despite the challenge from Ghana. Doku comes centrally, and then he runs into blue traffic. Haaland made a lovely run down the inside left channel. He declined the invitation to push it into his path. Mike Oliver getting barracked by the Everton supporters who want a little bit more assistance. Here is O'Reilly back out to Doku. Doku back in field to Mark Gay. Again, Manchester City keep the ball inside Everton territory. 58 gone on talkSPORT where it's Everton 0. Manchester City 1. Here is Semenyo trying to get to the edge of the area. Good command of the football despite being brushed off it by Nikolenko. But Njai is back there to fight for it. Semenyo keeps going, tries to feed it in field. But across comes Tarkowski and Keane eventually clears it. Now it's with Gay in towards Bernardo Silva. It's been a battle all over the park, hasn't it, for both Manchester City and for Everton. And that's just a slight misread of the movement from Bernardo Silva, which sees the ball go straight out of play in front of Cherki.
Well, you don't see that very often, do you? Bernardo Silva missing a pass, an easy pass at that. I have to say, you have to say well done to Everton. They make it as difficult as they possibly can. The supporters are right behind them every time they make a challenge. Difficult for City at the moment with the resilience of Everton.
And Everton find themselves 5 points off of 6th place. It stays like this at this moment. Here is Gonzalez looking it round the corner. It's taken forward by Gonzalez again. Lovely turn away from Everton. Up to Haaland, who turns it out to Cherky once more. He moves it out towards the left-hand side where Doku takes over, gives it to Cherky. Cherky with his long sleeve shirt on, just posted into the path of Bernardo Silva. We're hitting the hour mark on talkSPORT. Here is Gonzalez, back to Cherky again, keeps lending it out and then getting it back again. Cherky dictating Manchester City's attacking play. Gay wanders forward, ends up coming right into the penalty area, feeding it to Bernardo Silva, back to Cherky, edge of the area, looking to make space for the shot, can't get away from Ghana. Ghana does brilliantly to out-muscle it, and then there was a push on Dewsbury Hall, but they've broken away, so the referee has played the advantage. Njai, Beto, back to Njai once again, he scampers forward, Beto makes a decent run, Njai goes for goal, saved by Donnarumma, there's no one there to follow it up. Good opportunity for Everton, their best of the game, to break away. And I wonder whether or not they'll bring it back to Hook for a foul on Dewsbury Hall further back. I don't think they're going to do that, but Eamon Njai seriously a threat on the counter. Steve Bruce.
Yeah, a wonderful break from Everton, just what they needed. But yeah, it was just disappointing that nobody was there to tap it.
Ball collected by King from the long throw from Mikalenko. It takes a cannon off of Matthias Nunes. It goes out of play. I think it was Gay actually got the final touch, and it goes out of play and away for a corner to Everton. They're about to bring on Tierno Barry, the 23-year-old Frenchman who's got 6 goals this season. He's about to come on for Beto. Here is the corner before all that happens. It will be taken over on the far side by Jimmy Garner. Places it down, left hand in the air, looking for Keane at the near post maybe, punched away by Donnarumma who got there first. And it goes out towards the far side. Erabudum then puts it out under pressure from Doku. I mean, a little bit fortunate to get the throw in there. They wanted to throw it in quickly. They weren't allowed to do so. Everton fans getting a little bit outraged, Mike Oliver once more, but still Everton have possession. And now it's left by Ghana, so that Mikalenko can throw it in, and he's going to walk over towards the far side and try and launch another one into the box here, Mikalenko. Tierno Barry just putting on his Everton shirt. Oh dear, that's come out the top of the hand. Flicks off the back by Keane, in towards Merlin Roll. Was there a handball there? There's actually going for the push on maybe King, but it's escape up the field by Doku, and Manchester City have turned defence into attack, and then Dewsbury Hall comes across. He nudges Doku, and the referee looking a little bit unpopular around here for not taking action earlier on. I think what it was in that breakaway move, there was a foul on Dewsbury Hall, and they wanted a booking for that, and he didn't go back and do it.
Now, it's going to need all his experience, Michael, today. Top-class referee that he is. It's a really, really hostile crowd, and Everton, every challenge that Man City make, there's a roar from the crowd, giving them every encouragement.
Well, Manchester City going within 3 of Arsenal at the top of the table. 62 on the clock. This is talkSPORT, and we have Doku in possession on the halfway line. And it's pushed to the back by O'Brien. It goes down to Gay. Gay all the way across to Kusanov, who's 10 yards in front of the D. Forward pass into Bernardo Silva. Haaland drops into the centre circle. Gives it back to Gonzalez. They work it wide towards the right, where it's Cherky, and then all the way back to Matthias Nunes. Everton 0, Manchester City 1. The latest odds are available at Ladbrokes, so right now you can get Everton at 20-1 to win the game. The draw is 5-1. City at 13-2 on to win the match. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. That's 18+. Gambleaware.org. Silva. Matthias Nunes. Wide to the right and Doku. Doku now approaching Mikalenko. He moves out towards the right, pushes the ball beyond him, then goes to chase it, but then loses his footing. Mikalenko then feels the contact from behind as Doku gets up and challenges him. He crunches to the floor. Free kick given. It's an Everton ball in the left full-back position. Here's the change. And Beto is now on. From his concussion injury, Tierno Barry on to take his place for the final Where are we at? 27 minutes of the game? Yeah, 27 minutes of the game. Tierno Barry just scored once in his last 11 appearances. Tierno Barry could step up admirably, I think, in the absence of Beto, when Beto had his injury problems. But he's still a young striker learning his trade, Steve. It takes a bit of time to adapt to the Premier League, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've seen it often, especially in the...
Mistake, and Njai's escaping round the back. He's starting towards goal. Massive save by Donnarumma. It was straight at him, in fairness, but he made himself so huge. I think he put off Iliman Njai. The ball somehow escaped past Barry. He didn't get a touch on it, but he put off the defence. They then got in each other's way, and Iliman Njai nipped in behind them, ran towards goal. It was a mistake, a little flick out by Kusanov, so casual, and that allowed Njai to escape through the back. He got one-on-one with Donnarumma, and he sent him straight into the goalkeeper's midriff. Good save.
What a big opportunity and what a save by Donnarumma. How often have we seen him do that? Big saves. He's done it all his career, and that could be one of the biggest ones. A real big chance for Everton, and Dye. He'll be absolutely can't sleep this evening thinking about should I have lifted it or took it round him, but
what should he have done?
Find the back of the net. I know it's a good save, but it was a rather tame for me. I think he looking back on it, could he have done it? Could he lifted it?
Well, if Everton want to qualify for Europe for the first time since 2017-18, then they need to take chances like that. They're not going to get many against Manchester City. They've had two presentable ones in the game. Beto in the first half, it was stopped by Donnarumma after he lurked at the back post and the cross came in from Merlin Roll. He just touched away from the big Everton striker. In the second half, the breakaway, Njai having an opportunity. Dewsbury Hall's just tried to score from inside his own half. After winning possession of Bernardo Silva, he's moved to within 5 yards of the halfway line, and then he's tried to beat Donnarumma. I mean, he's missed by miles.
Adventurous?
I mean, there's ambitious, and then there's that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good spell for Man City at the moment. There for Everton at the moment.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva's got it through the centre circle though, as Manchester City looks to come forward. 52,257 here at Hill Dickinson tonight. O'Reilly steps past Barry, plays the ball infield to Ryan Cherky. Wonder whether or not Pep Guardiola's thinking about making a change. Here is Doku, down the left, looking to try and take on O'Brien, back into Cherky. They still lead by 0-0. Haven't had everything their own way in this second half. Manchester City, who is closing the gap once again on Arsenal. Remember, if everybody wins their games that they've still got to play, they will be level on points, and it will all come down to goal difference. Here is Doku, down the left it goes, and then he tries to turn and move the ball in field. It's Gonzalez into Cherky, back to Kusanov, who steps away from Barry, releases Cherky, edge of the area, tries to take on King. Good intervention by him. And O'Reilly tries to hold up the escape from Barry. Commits a foul, it's going to be a free kick. Here's that added caveat. If they end up on the same goals scored, the same goals against, and the same goal difference, Manchester City will win the title on head-to-head.
Oh, wow. Surely that can't happen, Sam.
It can happen.
Surely it can happen, but highly unlikely. We'll have to find the odds on that. We'll have to watch what top pals at Ladbrokes.
We will. Pickford to take the free kick, which is just short of the centre circle. High towards the right side of the penalty areas. Everton look at it. They're attacking the goal away to our right. Gay comes across and clears. It goes back to the halfway line. And then Tarkowski just hit a key, but it was a little bit short. There was a moment there where Haaland just sort of sniffed out half an opportunity. Hasn't had much of the ball actually today, Haaland. I don't know how many touches he's had. Not many would be the answer, but he's done relentless running, as he always does. Irabunum anticipating that better than Bernardo Silva, but it's a Merlin roll, and that's come from the Barry, swaps it home. What a mistake by Gay. He's given the ball straight to Barry, and Barry has tucked it in.
The linesman put his flag up.
Well, is this still going to count?
The linesman put his flag up, I don't know
because
why.
The goal Everton think they've scored has just been held up in terms of celebration because the goal's been disallowed for offside according to the assistant on this near side, but the ball went straight to Gay, and Gay played it to Tierno Barry. He was in an offside position, but
huge mistake from England's centre-half, you have to say. On a big occasion like this, you don't want to see that one back, that's for sure.
Well, the ball came out towards the right-hand side. Roll played it towards Barry. Now, Barry would have been offside there, but it was Gay who picked up the ball, and then he played... Well, it looked like it wasn't a blind back pass, it was just a bad back pass. And Barry was onto it in a flash. He came across and he punched it into the corner. And yeah, he hasn't scored that many goals, but he might not score any bigger than that.
Huge big goal as far as the title is concerned. Give Everton a spring in that step.
I don't know what the Lager was doing there, really.
He gave it for the first one, obviously, and then it's gone straight to Gahey, who in turn has now tried to find it back to the goalkeeper, passed it straight to Barry.
Well, you know
what the offside.
You know what this means, Steve, don't you? If it stays like this, we're in a situation where Manchester City will be 5 points behind Arsenal and only 1 game in hand. It means if Arsenal win all of their games between now and the end of the season, if it stays like this, they will be champions. Is this the night the table turn? They've got West Ham away. We'll be there live on Game Day Live next Sunday. Arsenal against Burnley is live on talkSPORT on Monday the 18th of May. I've got a feeling we might be at Crystal Palace Arsenal on the final day as well. This is talkSPORT. It's Everton 1, Manchester City 1. Here's Haaland inside the penalty area. Gay trying to atone for his error. Out comes Pickford and gobbles the ball up. It's a massive error by Mark Gay, which has led to Barry poking it home. And as a result, it's 1-1. And it's all to play for at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. And this is the problem really, Steve, isn't it? If you don't put the game to bed, lots of possession, not enough in terms of goal-scoring opportunities for Manchester City, and then you make one mistake and all of a sudden, things start to turn and there's glum looks on the faces of the Manchester City fans.
Yeah, it's quite incredible that they've made an awful mistake, but you have to say, Pickford hasn't had much to do in terms of shot stopping or saves. They haven't really produced anything, especially in the second half in particular.
Well, that makes things interesting. It makes things very interesting. And here's in trying to trying to get beyond the goalkeeper, and he pokes it wide of the goal. It's out for a corner, and Gay came out with a big tackle just in the nick of time. And Everton have got the wind in their sails now. Irabuna is down in front of us. He's got a bit of an issue. He's got an injury. They're thinking about making a substitution. But they're on top all of a sudden, Steve Bruce.
Yes, it's Everton all the time, and they're putting pressure on it. And I've never seen City make 2 errors in succession like this just now. But give it away again. It dies, took it up the centre-back. The centre-half has to be stronger than that. Wonderful opportunity. And all of a sudden, a great challenge from Gahey in the finish. He's turned. Yeah, great challenge from Gahey. Wonderful spell from Everton.
It's going to be a nervous next 17 and a half minutes for those Manchester City fans and for the Arsenal fans listening in North London tonight. Comes in the pass on. Everton lead by 2-1. Hold the back page. This might be the moment that the title race turns in Arsenal's favour.
Well, we did say set pieces, Sam, didn't we, before it kicks off? It could be a big threat. And the great delivery, set piece goals, corner kick. Haven't defended it well enough. And Jacob Ryan scored the biggest goal of maybe of his career so far.
Well, it's his first goal of the season. He went running towards the near post from that corner. He glanced it past Donnarumma. He's complaining. He's moaning at Michael Oliver, who's having absolutely none of it. They're celebrating what is a terrific, terrific moment for O'Brien and a massive moment in the title race. He rose higher than anyone else. No one got near him. And Jake O'Brien might just have scored the biggest goal of the season so far.
And how often have we seen it where everybody's piled in the 6-yard box. Donnarumma has tried to come and get it through bodies. I think he's clashed into Tarkowski, that's what he's not happy about, but it's a legitimate goal. And it's one where we did say set pieces could be vital for Everton this evening.
Phil Foden coming on for Manchester City for Antoine Semenyo. Mateo Kovacic on for Gonzalez as Pep Guardiola makes a couple of changes. In and amongst all of that, Donnarumma was booked for his protest to the referee. But right now the key statistic that everybody is focusing on is that Arsenal is 6 points clear and Manchester City only have one game in hand. And it's worth pointing out, Arsenal have a 5-goal difference advantage over them, Steve.
Well, it could be an extra point, couldn't it? It's a big, huge moment in the last 4 or 5 minutes, that's for sure.
Moving towards the edge of the area. He gets challenged by Everton. Can they hold on to this Everton? What a massive victory this would be. He said, David Moyes, they might be able to party poop. Evening tries escaping once more. He moves into the penalty area. Right-footed shot. Saved by Donnarumma. Wow. They're all over them now. They've gone to pieces, Manchester City.
They're all over the place, and Ndiaye could have scored 2 in the last minute or so just on his own.
Well, in a matter of moments, the title race has flipped on its head.
You have to say well done to Everton there. They've absolutely, second half in particular, gone up against Man City, took the ball off them. Really, really aggressive in their style.
Well, Manchester City were 1-0 up for so long they looked comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Here is Doku down the left, into the penalty area, trying to rescue the situation, gets to the byline, pulls it through the 6-yard box, it's cleared away by talkSPORT. Gay, who made that huge error, plays the ball back to Kovacic. Then it's on to Matheus Nunes, out to the wide right position. It's collected by Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva moves it onto his left foot. He clips it into the near post. It's away by Michael Keane. Massive 14 minutes. If you're listening in North London, how are your fingernails? This is talkSPORT. Everton 2, Manchester City 1. Here is Michael Keane trying to go forward. Loses the ball and gives it to Matheus Nunes. He turns it over and moves it down the right. Remember, we've got that Arsenal-Burnley game coming up next Monday night. Ball sent forward towards the right. Actually, it's a couple of Monday nights time, isn't it? I was getting excited all of a sudden. It does it to you, doesn't it, football? We're going to West Ham first with Arsenal on Sunday. It's Arsenal-Burnley the following week. Here is Cherky. Back to Kusanov. Kusanov forward. Playing it out towards the right-hand side. It's poked behind O'Reilly. Cleared away by Everton, who are going to have to do a bit of doggy defending. There was a foul on the edge of the area there, and it is going to be a free kick to Manchester City just outside the box. You're listening to Everton 2, Manchester City 1 on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Well, all of a sudden, a free kick for Man City in a dangerous situation, maybe 20 yards out. Man City have somehow got to rescue this if they possibly can in the next 13 minutes, but what a wonderful 10 minutes or so for Everton, and the resilience they've show they're genuine and honest and difficult to play against, difficult to beat.
Set piece now on the edge of the area. City have scored 8 goals from set pieces this season, but Everton have been relatively solid, only conceded 9 from set pieces. A set piece may well decide this game. Jake O'Brien from the corner flicking it in at the near post, and that's given Everton the lead. But Cherky is standing over it. Every single player knows what's at stake now. Manchester City need to drag themselves back into this game. It's Cherky, steps up right footed towards the near corner, and it's narrowly wide. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, from where we're sitting, I thought it crept in the top corner.
Well, what a fascinating few minutes we've had here. An unbelievable turn of events. The whole title race has turned immediately. I mean, when you think that they had other opportunities as well, Steve, Iliman and Giles had 2 opportunities to score either side of those 2 goals.
I have to say it's been turned on its head in 10 minutes. City seems to haven't recovered really from the mistake that game. All the control that they had has gone out the window really. The whole team has struggled to cope with Everton.
O'Reilly steps as he tries to bring the ball out of the fence. Roll, who's been very good actually, dogging his determination to win the ball. The free kick is given down in front of us. I wonder what Pep Guardiola is going to say. He said before the game, we know what we need to do, and that is win. And they're not winning. It's 2-1 and there's 10 minutes to go. The bad news for Everton is they're usually pretty good towards the end of games at Manchester City, and Everton have got to stay focused here. Here is Barry down the right, and this time Doku comes alongside Gay to win the ball back for Manchester City. Everton look to try and win it down by the corner. The free kick goes against Barry. And I tell you what, that was a little bit 50-50, that.
Yeah, they've got away with one there. I can't see much in it. Wonderful challenge at the start within the by the midfield player, just previous to it.
Look, Everton have lost their last 2 Premier League games to goals scored in the 90th minute or later. So they will know that there's still the possibility of a late drama to come here against arguably one of the best teams in Europe. But the way things stand at the moment, Arsenal will be 6 points clear. They'll have 3 games to play. If they win all 3 of those games, they'll be champions for the first time in 22 years. Straight after this game, you'll be able to have yourself on the sports bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, who are revving the phone lines up as we speak. Cundy is warbling, getting those vocal cords ready to do the big call out at the top of the show. 03717223344. Merlin Roll escaping down the right hand side. He's got the beating of Kovacic. He gets to the edge of the penalty area. He pulls the trigger. Here comes the Barry. He takes it home. It's 3-1 Everton. And Manchester City's title charge is falling apart on Merseyside. Everton's second half display has been nothing short of ruthless, and Pep Guardiola is stunned, and Arsenal are in party mood. They know now, if they win their final 3 games of the season, they will be Premier League champions for the first time in over 2 decades. Everton 3, Manchester City 1. It's massive, it's huge.
What a turnaround we've seen here. 20 minutes of football, which has been breathtaking if you're Everton. Roll, who we've been saying down the right-hand side, has run away from them. That little bit of luck, maybe took a deflection in the path of Barry, which you see from it here. Take a short throw in.
The boy Roll's done brilliantly.
He has, and he just done brilliantly. And I thought he was offside. No, he's not. Comes off them. Little bit of deflection into his path. Wonderful finish. What a 20 minutes by Everton.
Adrian Dunham came up with a brilliant statistic at half-time. We talked, you and I, about the 4-0 victory against Pep Guardiola's team in his first season in charge. But here's Haaland going through the middle, trying to get them back in the game. Oh, he smashed it over Pickford and scored.
Wow. Is that straight from the kick?
Straight from the kick-off, right through the middle of the pitch. He's gone racing through. He's faced up Pickford. He's fired it beyond him. And it's 3-2. We've still got 8 minutes to go.
Well, I haven't seen anything as quick from a kick-off ever before than that one. They've kicked it off. And straight up the end of the pitch, Haaland running through. Wonderful finish as well. It's not over yet, is it?
I think it's 12 seconds from the kick-off.
Incredible. I think they're still celebrating Everton. They've kicked themselves.
3-2 the score. Everton still have the advantage. Remember, City have still got to score twice. So keep it in their hands. Doku slaloming forward. He's got Haaland to his right. He's got Cherky further wide on the right-hand side. Doku gets to the edge of the area. He's held up by Dewsbury Hall. Kovacic slips as he shoots. It's over the crossbar and it's out for a goal kick. If you're Everton here, I mean, if you're Arsenal here, you want Everton to get a handle on this game because it's gone wildly chaotic. I was about to make the point that when Everton last beat their opponents Manchester City back in 2017, they won by 4-0. They had a very small amount of the ball. I think it was something like 70% possession Manchester City, 30% Everton. Well, tonight, 75% for Manchester City, 25% to Everton. But they've had 6 shots on target, and Manchester City have only had 3, Steve.
Well, you can have as much domination if you want of the football as in the penalty areas.
Barry trying to get into the penalty area again. Kusanov goes across, puts it out. It's out for a corner. 84 on the clock. Everton 3, Manchester City 2. Arsenal fans, give us a call if you're still alive, because I imagine your heart is beating like a drum. 03717 223344. Manchester City fans as well. How are you feeling tonight? What an amazing game we've had at Hill Dickinson this evening. This is one of the biggest and probably the most headline-making game we've had here so far this season, but it's not over yet. As Liverpool will attest to, late drama can happen in this stadium. Here is a corner far side. Garner standing over the quadrant. He hits the ball right-footed in towards the near post, but they're a push inside the penalty area. Well, the Everton supporters thought there was. It's cleared away by Manchester City. Goes back out towards the left, a little back heel by Garner into Barry. Barry trying to get the better of O'Reilly, produces a cross. Roll trying to get above the defender, and Gay does just enough this time to hold off Merlin Roll. Away by Silva towards the halfway line. Keane into the air, 85 on the clock on talkSPORT. And it remains 3-2 to Everton. Here is Foden inside the centre circle, floating it out to the near side, taken down by Doku. Doku moves up towards the edge of the area. What else can happen in this wonderful, dramatic game as O'Brien wrestles with Doku, brings him down. He's going to get a yellow card for that, and he's going to be a free kick, and I don't think he's going to have too many complaints.
No, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he's doing. He's taking a foul for the team, taking a yellow card in a dangerous, dangerous position.
But I have to say, they did check at that last corner for a possible penalty. Didn't come to anything. They didn't stop it or even go back to it, but they did check it briefly, and they're still just alerting us to the fact that they might well be checking it. The referee is at the other end giving a free kick to Manchester City, but the big screens here have checking possible penalty foul for an incident that happened at the other end. I don't know if that's just a late bit of communication from inside the stadium, but Michael Oliver doesn't look like he's still in conversation. Bernardo Silva grabbed Merlin Roll round the back of the body, and they say no foul. I'd like to see it again. They're going to make a change here. Omar Marmoush is coming on for Bernardo Silva. I mean, he had his hands all the way around Merlin Roll there. You're not having it, no, Steve?
I always think we see it so often now, don't we? Every time we see a corner kick, there's all sorts of grappling and pushing and shoving, and that's not a penalty for me, really. But you can understand why the man look at it.
Here is the free kick. Cherky to take it in towards the centre of the goal. It's headed away. It almost came off Haaland and went wide of the goal. Foden retrieves it far side. Loads going on here. Bernardo Silva is off. Marmoush is on as they search for a goal that can send them level in this game. Manchester City. Can Everton defend well enough to keep them at bay? Here's Foden edge of the area. Left-footed shot towards the far corner. I tell you what, Jordan Pickford went flying across. He was not sure. It was narrowly wide in the end, but he was not sure.
It must have been close from where we're sitting. It looks as if it was going to arrow into the top corner of the net. We'll see how close it is. Now it's a long way, long way.
Remember, after this, Manchester City still have to negotiate Brentford at home, Palace at home. Then they've got the FA Cup final, Bournemouth away and Villa at home on the final day of the season. Arsenal at the moment feeling as if they're in pole position. They play West Ham away from home next Sunday, May the 10th. Game Day Live comes from the London Stadium. We've got live commentary of Burnley at home on the Monday night football on the 18th of May. And on the final day of the season, it's Crystal Palace for Arsenal. Win all those three games, if this stays as it is, and they will be champions of England. This is talkSPORT. Here is Nico O'Reilly, infield to Kovacic. Kovacic back to Gay, who made that crucial error which turned the tide in this game. Gay forward, up over the halfway line, looking for Haaland, who reduced the deficit to just one, with a goal after 12 seconds of the restart after the third Everton goal. It's been manic this last 20 minutes or so. Here is Cherky going down the right. Mikolenko gets the better of him this time. Nunez wins it back, turns it back infield to the Frenchman. Cherky runs forward into the centre of the Everton half of the field. Kovacic slides it down the right. Matches Nunez looking for a bit of inspiration here, Manchester City, like Vincent Kompany against Leicester all those years ago. They need someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck. It's sent forward into a Marmoush. He tries to centre it, blocked by King. Terrific defending by King. And it's cleared away by Dewsbury Hall's fouled by Matthias Nunez. It's a free kick with less than 90 seconds of normal time to play. Steve Bruce.
Oh, wow. The Premier League never ever surprises you, do you? But I have to say, in the last 20-25 minutes has been chaos all over the pitch, really. From basically a defender making a mistake for a goal, all of a sudden the floodgates have opened for Everton, who've scored 3 times, had another couple of big opportunities. City have gone down one end of the pitch and scored from the kick-off. Quite remarkable 20-25 minutes.
Nathan Patterson about to come on for Tim Erabudum in the final few minutes of the game. You said the Premier League never surprises you, never fails to surprise you. Will it surprise you to learn that there are going to be 6 minutes of added time? Because when this lot find out, they ain't going to be happy about it. Nor that lot down the road in North London, I'll have you know.
Absolutely.
It is going to be 6 minutes. Oh, Patterson's going to come on for a roll now, not Erabudum. They've changed their mind. Here is Foden in the centre circle. They like Mikel Arteta around here. He used to play for them for a very long time. He once actually played a starring role in a win over Manchester City. But they're doing him, their old boy, a favour here tonight, Everton. Here is Semenyo. It's away by Erabudum, who's pulled his hamstring, and away goes Barry to the halfway line. There's 6 minutes of added time. Erabudum has hurt himself. Hopefully it's not as bad as it initially looked. He tugged his hamstring. It looked like he couldn't run up the pitch, but he's moving a little bit better now as the ball goes wide to Doku. Comes forward towards the edge of the area. Manchester City looking for an equaliser in the game. Gay with a lovely cross. Pickford with a punch which slid off the top of his glove. And it's that sort of night, isn't it, where it goes up in the air, drops back down, and then fortuitously into his arm, Steve.
England's number 1 just flicks it in the air casually, doesn't it? This punches it, I think, and it's gone up in the air. He elegantly takes it.
Well, it was a bit of a juggling act, and given away by Barry and encouraging Marmoush to come forward. But Barry's got back to double up on him, and then he's kicked the ball out of play. And he knows that that wasn't the best. 5 minutes still to play of the 6 that have been added. It's Manchester City trailing here. Everton 3, Manchester City 2. Stays like this. Arsenal are 3 games away from the title. Alcaraz coming on. Merlin Roll coming off. Patterson coming on as well. I think Dewsbury Hall is coming off here. Another good performance by him. Roll's been terrific tonight. Only his 3rd start in Everton colours. He's been absolutely superb. They told me he was really good. He's proved it tonight.
He certainly has. It's first time I've seen him live. Very, very good, direct, quick. Had a really, really good performance. And this fellow always impresses me too, Dewsbury Hall. He's been a really good signing for them.
Absolutely. And what a night for Everton. This is the night, I think, that the Hill Dickinson becomes home. If it stays like this, and there's still 4 minutes to go. Remember what I told you about all the injury time goals that they've conceded, Everton, in recent weeks. Kovacic comes across after giving the ball away. Poor ball by him. Only just come back from injury himself. Performed admirably in that semi-final against Southampton. But he needs to be up to full speed here, because they are 4 minutes away from letting the title slip from their grasp. Pep Guardiola is not happy. He knows that this could be a moment where he has allowed Arsenal to take complete control. It's definitely in their hands now. Patterson sending it forward. Picked up by Doku near side. He's being challenged by O'Brien, who got that crucial goal. Goes out on the near touchline, and it's cleared away. Barry twice, and O'Brien with the goals that at the moment are giving Arsenal a massive boost in their bid to win a first title in 22 years. Can Arsenal and Everton hold on to this? Everton coming forward, leading by 3 goals to 2. Picked up by Garner into Charlie Alcaraz. He keeps the ball well. Instead of forcing it, he just manages the situation. 93 on the clock now. Njai onto Alcaraz, who turns and runs and through a tight gap, moves towards the edge of the area. Kovacic brings it away. Njai fighting to get back in, tries to tug it. It's slid down the right for Marmoush. Tackle comes in from Mikolenko. Connects well with it. Good challenge by him. And then cleared away by Michael Keane up over the halfway line. Manchester City trailing by 3 goals to 2 away at Everton. They don't lose here. They don't lose anywhere. They've won their last 6 in the Premier League. They're unbeaten in 11 in all competitions, but they're losing here. Ball out to the left. They're throwing the kitchen sink at everything. They're trying to come forward with Doku down the left into the area, stabbed away by O'Brien. Despite the fact that they need a goal, they haven't really tested Pickford enough all night, Steve. And even now, when they're dominating possession, trying to force it forward, it's not like they're peppering his goal.
They're not peppering it. Everton defending for their life.
Here is O'Reilly inside the penalty area. Thought he was caught. He wasn't. They escape upfield. There's space for Njai to the left. There's a big gap for Alcaraz. Njai picks it up. Haaland gets back. It's still Njai on the ball. Trying to go past Nunez, who takes it off his toes. They've got to get back, Everton, because they're stationed up the pitches. The ball moves once again towards their goal away to our left, and the pendulum swings in Manchester City's direction. They try to feed Nunez, but they're not going to reach him. Garner comes across. It's desperate, it's chaotic, it's frenzied.
Yeah, right huge effort by Everton, and City are pushing and pushing with all they've got.
Harrison Armstrong about to come on for Everton as they look to manage the last minute and 15 seconds of stoppage time, leading by 3-2. Arsenal will have a 6-point advantage, and Manchester City will only have one extra game. The ball crossed into the box towards Doku, away by Patterson, who heads it out towards the near side. It's all hands to the pump for Everton. Down the left goes Doku, combines with Gay. He crosses the box spot by Erabunam, who gets back into corner to Manchester City in the final minute of allotted stoppage time. Steve Bruce.
Erabunam's in the crowd. I think he's made that much of an effort to block it. Whether he'll recover from there.
Well, he's gone down behind the goal away to our left-hand side. They need to make a substitution. He's getting treatment. He's crashed into the advertising boarding. I said he was limping a little bit because of a hamstring issue. I think that's caught him, and he's gone straight into the board behind the goal away to our left. They take him off. They bring Harrison Armstrong on. Donnarumma, the 6'6" goalkeeper, is arriving into the box to cause a problem for the Everton defence right at the end of the game. This might be the last chance that we have. It's picked up by Cherky, sent into the corner, flicked on. Donnarumma tries to keep it alive. Haaland flicks it on. It's away by Charlie Alcaraz. That might run all the way through. He's sent it over the halfway line. Nunez has got to get this right. He sends it clear, but it's interrupted by Alcaraz once again, and Donnarumma's back in his goal. Manchester City come forward. We played the 6 minutes of added time. Cherky darts past the defender, gets to the edge of the area, pulls it down the right. The cross into the box is still behind. It's out and away for a corner. Are they going to make another substitution here? The referee says there's still time because of the substitution. It's unbearable if you're in North London. It's unbearable if you're a Manchester City fan. They're behind here by 3-2. 97 minutes on the clock. The corner comes in from the left-hand side. It's in towards the back post. It's taken down by Gay. It comes to Doku. He's searching up a shot. It's right-footed. It's in. It's scored. In the last second of the game, with the last kick of the game, Doku was equalised, and he may just have kept the title race alive. They're still going to drop points, but they're back on level terms. 97 minutes on the clock. Doku comes up with another goal, and maybe that just gives them hope. They're still dropping points tonight, but maybe they're still alive. They kept fighting and fighting and fighting. The Everton players complained that there was too much added time, but another twist in this remarkable football match at the end of a stunning 98 minutes. It's 3-3.
What an absolute unbelievable strike from Doku, and City have rescued themselves from nowhere, really. What a game of football we've just witnessed.
Pep Guardiola watched it from the sideline, just a small fist pump. He knows it's still not quite enough, but it's still just make sure that they keep tabs a bit. Well, the boos go out from the Hill Dickinson Stadium because they think too much time was added on, but it's a massive, massive dent in City's title charge, even with that goal from Doku. It was a heroic display from Everton to frustrate City for as long as they did, to cause problems for City. But let's be honest, Arsenal are now firmly in the driving seat with a huge cushion, a massive 5-point cushion. If they win all their games, Arsenal will be Premier League champions. City will be bitterly disappointed even with that late goal, but they've failed to find the 3 points that would keep them level pegging. They've handed a glorious advantage to Mikel Arteta's men. It's a valuable point for David Moyes' side, but the headlines really belong to Arsenal. It was a fantastic football match, a brilliant second half, a wonderfully chaotic game of football. But in the final analysis, the headlines will read, Arsenal, win all your games, and you'll be champions, because it's finished Everton 3, Manchester City 3.
Stunning stuff at Hill Dickinson, and I can imagine these Evertonians are gutted. They're applauding their heroes off the pitch. They feel that they deserve the win, and I understand that as well. If you think back to the Merseyside derby that was here, last home game here, well, the winner for Liverpool came in 90 plus 10. The equaliser for City here tonight, 90 plus 7. Only 6 minutes were added. Michael Oliver said there was a substitution, which is why you're getting more time. Well, substitutions, last time I looked, don't take 50-odd seconds. But it's happened. The goal was scored. It finished 3-3. It's still damaging for Manchester City. And guess who's being booed off? Yeah, Michael Oliver. He actually had quite a good game. But Steve Bruce, if you're the manager of Everton, and even if you're the manager of Arsenal, you're fuming that he's added on that much time after the allotted 6 minutes, and that's allowed Man City to score. Where did that come from?
Was there more than one substitution in that 6 minutes? We'll have to analyse that, have a look at it. But you would be devastated if you're David Moyes and the Everton fans, and if you're Arsenal as well. You know, you're 3-1 up with barely 6 minutes to play, was there something like that? You have to say the resilience from Man City. I think Dave Moyes will look at the second goal where Haaland scores from 12. They're all switched off. They're all still celebrating the goal, really. And City have scored within 10 seconds or something. But what a game of football. And, you know, this is why we love the Premier League. The resilience and the fight that Everton have showed to get something out of the game. And there was a spell there when Gahey's made the actual error and the whole team seemed to collapse around him, not just him. For that 20-25 minutes, Everton have scored 3 goals. They've had 2 really wonderful opportunities from the white player Dai. It was just end to end and fascinating to watch.
It was sensational stuff. It really was brilliant. And people who moan about the Premier League, get a grip of yourself, have a little wobble of your head, because this was absolutely superb entertainment. As long as you're a neutral, and absolutely we're neutral here tonight. Talk to me about the chaos from Manchester City that allowed Everton to go 3-1 up, because you used the word chaos, and it was the right word. It was complete chaos at the back for City. Normally they control it. Tonight they lost control, didn't they?
They didn't recover from the Gahey situation where he's made an awful mistake, and he knew it straight away when he made the pass. You could see straight away on his face. He thought, what have I done? But after that then, it wasn't just him. The whole of the Man City team really then sort of fell to pieces for about 20 minutes. And there was, as I said, Man City have scored 3 times. They could have scored another 2 goals in that. And it come from nowhere. Because up to 60 minutes, we were all saying, Man City are in control of this, really. All of a sudden, made a mistake, whoosh, opened the floodgates. And so what are you going to get this time of the year? And the tickly bit, as we keep talking about, incredible.
Absolutely. Defenders running into each other for City. Mark Gahey with that assist for Everton's equaliser. Couldn't defend a corner. And they conceded 3 in 13 minutes and found themselves 3-1 down. At that point, that assist was the only thing a Man City player created. I felt, and tell me if I'm wrong here, Man City were in control of possession, in control of the game up until that complete collapse. And almost arrogant with it. They weren't really creating chances. Almost like they felt, well, we'll just keep the ball and we'll be absolutely fine.
Well, you have to give big credit to Everton, because they've defended. Yes, they've defended deep at times. They were a back 6 really, because their wide players would drop in and they defended their 18-yard box for their lives, really. The spaces were limited to find for Man City. They found it very difficult to break it down. I mean, let's be right. 2 pieces of skill from Doku with his left foot and his right foot. He's bent one in the first half, and he's bent one in the last minute. I'll give them a lifeline that they may, well, they'll give themselves a chance still at the title.
It's in Arsenal's hands, though, isn't it? That's the reality from tonight. It's a draw for Man City. They've dropped points, and it means, as Sam said, Arsenal win the games, they're champions.
Yeah, and it sounds easy, of course, but with 4 games to play, is it, Adrian, now, is it? 4 games to play, then there's still a lot to play for. And they're still sure there's going to be a twist and turn in it somewhere along the line.
Well, Man City have got the game in hand. They've got 4 games to play. It's 3 for Arsenal. So, yeah, there may well be twists to come. We shall see. But the reality is, Arsenal win their games and they are champions. It is time now for us to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here For It hero on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Steve Bruce, who are you going for?
I think I've got to go Doku, haven't I? He's got the 2 goals, which has given City a lifeline. 2 wonderful strikes, left foot and right foot. Got to give it to him.
I think after a game like that, we should pick an Everton player as well. So who would you go for from there? So I thought Eric Burnham in midfield.
Yeah, Eric Burnham was absolutely showed. He epitomised what Everton were tonight. You know, he was resilient, covered every blade of grass, challenged in tackles. I mean, he's tackled even the advertising board down here. And made a mess of it as well. Yeah, I think so. I would say he was very, very good too.
Yeah, terrific. Steve, great to have you with us as always. Thank you very much. That was our Here For It hero, man of the match from today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The Here For It hero on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here For It. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Well, City were winning and then they fell apart. Arsenal have built their title challenge on sound, solid, nasty defence. Tonight, City's defence was an absolute shambles. And that's why the Premier League title is now in Arsenal's hands. But remember, we have said that before. Stunning game of football, better than watching Arsenal. Sports Bar is next on talkSPORT 03717 223344.
The football animal is a live kick-off, live on talkSPORT. Kick-off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. 18+ gambleaware.org.
We all fantasise about our perfect home, sipping the morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel. Morning. The kids building the trees, playing on the lawn. But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes, excludes Northern Ireland.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Samo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with click and collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Dip lunches. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in the mouth.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
In 10 metres, take a left at the pile of washing.
Sorry, what?
At the Valley of Toy Dinosaurs, approach the kitchen with no room to cook. Turn right at the floor. You've reached Chaos. Recalculating. Suggest immediate course correction to IKEA for fitted wardrobes, children's storage, and cupboard organisers.
Find your way back to calm. Discover smart storage at your local IKEA now. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
McDonald's wraps, all flavour, no mess. No drips on your drip or grease on your shirt. No crumbs on your keyboard or sauce on your dashboard. Just all the flavour of sweet chili chicken, barbecue and bacon chicken, and new tikka chicken. Wrapped up neat. Served after 11 a.m. Tikka chicken wrap available until the 13th July 26. These apply to delivery orders, subject to availability.
Excuse me. All right, Matt. What did I miss? Not much. 3 goals, 2 red cards and 1 20-man brawl. Then they sacked the manager and appointed an interim.
Football moves fast, so keep up with all the latest breaking news, expert analysis, and exclusive inside stories on thesun.co.uk.
Then they released a new fish kit and launched a documentary series as well.
Keep up with every kick on thesun.co.uk.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're going down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the mark. And it's there. His favourite ice cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the pub and grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
At Betfair, we're built for football's dramatic running. From European knockout rounds to the league's biggest six-pointers, where promotion, relegation and title issues can swing on a dodgy VAR call. Can you predict the twists to come? Get a free £10 bet when you bet £10 on Accas or Bet Builders on football this week. Betfair. Play different.
Opt-in required. Free bet valid for 7 days. Minimum 3 legs at 1.5 odds or higher to qualify. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Kick off live on talkSPORT with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
talkSPORT.
Good evening with your headlines. I'm Uma Gurav. Well, Mikel Arteta might just owe his former side a massive thank you as Man City lose ground against Everton, despite this happening in the 97th minute.
With the last kick of the game, Docker was equalised and he may just have kept the title race alive. They're still going to drop points, but they're back on level terms.
It ended 3-3. The title is no longer in City's hands. Arsenal now know victory in all their remaining Premier League games will secure them the title. Steve Bruce was watching for talkSPORT. He's not sure it'll be that simple for the Gunners, though.
It sounds easy, of course, but with 4 games to play, is it, Adrian, now, is it? 4 games to play, then there's still a lot to play for, and they're still sure there's going to be a twist and turn in it somewhere along the line.
Earlier on today, the misery continued for Chelsea, who have fallen to their 6th Premier League defeat in a row, this time against Forest. But interim boss Callum McFarlane is adamant you can't question his players' desire.
I don't think it's a lack of commitment. I see these lads every day. They've prepared for the game, they're focused, they want to fight, they want to compete, they want to try and get the club back to where it should be. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's that one.
Forest, meanwhile, take a huge step towards safety by opening up a 6-point gap from the drop zone. In the Scottish Premiership, Hearts are within touching distance of a first domestic victory since 1960 after coming from behind to beat Rangers 2-1. The lead is now 3 points clear of nearest challengers Celtic with just 3 games to play. And at the Snooker World Championship, Wu Yiza is currently 1 frame away from victory in the final. He leads Sean Murphy by 17 frames to 16. We will keep you updated on that one throughout the night.
talkSPORT News.
2 people have been killed and at least 22 injured after a car was driven into a crowd in Germany, and a cruise ship at the centre of the suspected hantavirus outbreak still isn't being allowed to dock in Cape Verde as a precaution. I'll have more in an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, where we've got a wider range of premium tyres than Britain has rainy days. Visit your local centre or book at quickfit.com today.
Showers across the south, mostly fading during the evening, otherwise dry, remaining cloudier in the north with patchy rain across parts of Scotland.
On DAB, on the app, and on your smart TV. Supercharged, super confident, super strength, late night football talk. You are absolutely deluded. It's the nation's favourite sports speakeasy, but for some reason, it's always your round. The Sports Bar with Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara on talkSPORT.
Alright fans, here we go with the main event of the evening.
Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Jamie O'Hara, over there, Jason Cundy. Has anyone seen Liverpool? What? Nah, you can't. Come on, mate. Come on. Has anyone seen Arsenal? What about Chelsea? Has anyone seen Mohamed Salah? What about Chelsea? Jamie Carragher. What about Chelsea? Has anyone seen the Rugby? What about Chelsea? Has anyone seen Anfield? What about Chelsea? Has anyone seen the Beatles? What about Chelsea? Has anyone seen Jimmy Savile? Shambles, you lot. Shambles. What a weekend of football to look back on. Man City, have they just thrown away the Premier League title? Cundy, still calling you up bottle jobs, even if you come back from 3-1 down away from home. Arsenal fans, in your hands. You have got one hand on the title. Can you do it? Elsewhere, Spurs are back. Revived Spursy is no more. What a performance away at Villa Park. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. And Chelsea got slapped by Nottingham Forest. Absolutely pathetic. 6 on the bounce.
Cundy's hairline looks better than Chelsea right now. Things are getting worse. Friday slots Liverpool. How's he still in a job? Loads to talk about. Get involved in this show. We can't do it without you. Big night of Premier League action. 03 717 22 33 44.
Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. The goal inside 2 minutes scored by Tyro Iwani.
Those Chelsea players owe every single Chelsea supporter fan around the world a performance.
Up the Chelsea.
Igor Jesus, and he scores here as well, straight down the middle. And Nottingham Forest have made a perfect start. Inside a quarter of an hour, they lead 2-0.
Whooping.
I'm broken. It's Chelsea 0, Forest 3. We've got 10 minutes second half gone. Some Chelsea fans are probably already leaving. In fact, I can see some leaving away to my right-hand side.
Whooping. Up the Chelsea.
Do me a favour, leave me alone.
Run away, Cundy. Run away. Up the Chels.
Hello, mate.
What's happened? What happened?
I'm
slapped.
Yeah, I'm
slapped.
I'm just lost.
Whooping. You got slapped.
Yeah, tough one, mate. I don't know what to say to you.
Embarrassing, mate.
Yeah, we were.
Not
Yeah,
no, you're a disgrace.
We were a disgrace. First 15, 20 minute disgrace. And I don't know, honestly,
What's happened, mate? What's happened to your book?
Well, do you know what? Here's what's going to happen.
Well,
we're going to finish in the bottom half.
Good season.
No, not good season.
Good season, that.
Right, there's only 2 games that matter now. In this order. FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Beating your bunch of absolute charlatans.
Spurs will slap you.
Right, I tell you what, mate, I hope we relegate you there. I've always said to you, I hope we stay up right now.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more. It's knifing.
Poor Gels.
Right, it's not our fault.
You can't swear.
I know, but I'm annoyed.
I know, you can't swear.
It's not my fault that you're fighting relegation.
It's not our fault you crap.
No, yes,
Don't blame Spurs.
I know, I'm not blaming Spurs. I'm not blaming Spurs, right? But you lot, you bunch of absolute... I can't tell you what. Celebrate people. Ole, ole, Spurs, away, ole, ole. You lot are shameless. Absolutely shameless.
It's just who we are, mate.
I mean...
Good team, Forest.
I mean, well played.
A good team.
Do you know what?
A good team.
Here's the stats.
Are you coming with stats?
No, I know, but this is actually quite damning.
Now, what's happened to you, though?
Listen,
what's happened?
This is quite damning.
What's happened? Next season, you going down?
This is quite damning. Forest, they are joint. We are currently on statistics the worst side last 6 games of the league.
Yeah, Bob.
Forest, I think they're joint top of the league.
Good team. They're a good team, mate.
Bournemouth. City, though, you can write them off as well. That was poor. No, I don't put them in.
Big Callum McFarlane doing bits. Doing bits, mate. You should start to keep him on. Doing alright, you know. Doing alright. Doing alright, Big Cow.
Leave Big Cow alone.
Big Mac.
Leave Big Mac alone.
Let's keep Big Mac in there.
Leave Big Mac and chips alone.
You're garbage.
We are garbage.
No, you're a garbage.
We are garbage. Yeah, this is a tough one.
What's happened? What's happened?
Well, Cliff, and I said to you the other day, right, about stand-up. It's amazing what you can do in an FA Cup semi-final when the whole world's watching at Wembley and it's on you, and then you're at home against Forest and you rock up and you put in that load of poop, that load of absolute dire poop. That is unacceptable. And we are... I want the season to end now. There's only 2 games I'm interested in, right? You lot.
Yeah. What?
You lot.
Don't blame us.
You lot.
Don't blame us.
We need to get our fangs into you lot.
Don't blame us.
Bring you back down to earth because
don't blame us.
You are celebrating, and I mean, I'd be embarrassed if I was you. I'm embarrassed right now of
Don't blame us.
Like you lot, right? I want to bring you back down to earth. I'm not sure we're capable, actually.
Good team, Spurs. Good team.
I'm not sure we're capable of beating that. And that's the thing. I'm not even sure we're capable of beating you. That's how bad we are.
What's happened?
I'm not even sure we're capable of beating
What's
you.
happened?
Well, there's
You
only
know
two
what?
games left. It's Spurs at home and City in the FA Cup final.
Do you know what?
They're the only two games. I couldn't care less now about the rest of them. We might as well just lose them. Just
Second half,
concentrate on those.
you drew the second half.
No, mate, don't even lose it.
Drew the second half. Good second half. Tell you what, scored the last one.
By the way, you've seen João Pedro's goal, right? We don't score many, right? That could win goal of the month. But it's the only goal we've got to score. It's amazing stuff. You see the goal? We ain't scored a goal. There's no goal in the month. And you bunch of
Encouraging though, mate. It's encouraging. You've got a goal this month.
There's no signs.
You've got a goal. You've got one goal. Finally. 6 games. Goal.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing to say to you.
Well,
We've got nothing to say. We are... it hurts. Forest is better than us all over the pitch. I say Brian Yates. I'll just say about him. Moises Caicedo, yeah? You, Lavia, you, Ryan Yates, best player on the pitch.
Yatesy, good player, mate. Good player, Yates.
I had to sit there and watch Ryan Yates. You can't get in also Elliot Anderson when he comes off the bench.
L, good player, mate.
The levels that they had in the second half as well. And then have you seen the photograph of Gibbs White's gash?
Mate, Forest reserves are good, mate.
You've seen his gash?
Forest reserves are good.
You've seen his gash? You know what's happened?
Yeah.
Gibbs White?
Yeah, I know.
No, he
the
was...
gash I saw was Chelsea.
He was... It's not bad for you, that, though. That's not bad for you. I'll give you that.
Oh, dear.
I want to fight...
Their B team's alright, though, Forest.
I want to fight someone. I want to fight Stab. I want to fight Stab. Honestly, I feel so... And I'm watching. And the worst thing about that I'm sat there and I'm almost like I've given up. And I'm just sitting there doing the comms thinking, what's playing out's playing out. I'm just get to end the season now. Just 2 games. Spurs, that's the only game, and then City the FA Cup final. The other games, I've lost. Who we got? Liverpool away, Sunderland away.
Like, you know what? It is a bit embarrassing. You get slapped by Forest's B team.
It's totally embarrassing.
No, it is embarrassing.
No,
it really is embarrassing.
Totally unacceptable. I'm absolutely ashamed of that first half performance. Ashamed.
What about second half?
And that.
Let's talk about the...
No, hold on. I'm not finished.
Oh, you're not finished?
I'm not finished.
Go on, what else do you want to say? Come on, get it off your chest.
I'm not finished.
Up the chest. Come on, get it off your chest.
I'm not finished.
Come on, get a vibe in. Come on.
No, I'm not finished talking.
No, go on, talk about it.
I want to talk about... I don't want to end it there yet. Right, so Callum McFarland's come in and he's set them up. And it's all well and good playing in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, when the whole world is watching, and you're on one of the biggest stages in world football, and you want to turn up and you want to put, a good league side, but you want to put a performance because it reflects well on you. Well, no hiding behind Lynn Rossini today. Callum McFarland, don't hide behind him. You lot got exposed. You got exposed today. And that is unacceptable. So you have a look at yourselves, okay, how much you're earning, how much you're worth, right? That today was absolutely terrible. And you've got to you've got to own it. Own it and wear it. And we've got Spurs coming up. Listen, right now, Jay, you're rocking up at Stamford Bridge and beating us.
Good team, Spurs.
You're not.
Good team.
No, listen, don't tell me.
Good team. Big result against
You're talking about 2 of the worst sides.
Huge result.
You're talking about the 2 worst Chelsea and Spurs sides ever to play out a game.
In
Premier League history.
Don't worry about us, mate.
No, in Premier League history, you're talking about
your own club.
You're talking about the 2 worst versions, potentially, of both of those sides. That's what you're talking about. And you've got Spurs, and I've got you, your mug, sitting there with a big old fat cheesy grin, right? Because you win away at Villa, who were
Good team.
I'll have my say on them in a second.
Good team, Villa.
I'll say on them.
Oh, they're a good team.
That don't get me. Right, I'll get myself started.
Blame everyone else in the Premier League because you're rubbish.
No, I know we're rubbish. I know that.
Don't blame everyone else.
I'm not blaming
Stop digging out other clubs.
No,
You're
I
crap. We won a game for 6
I will
games.
dig out other clubs because if they're crap, I'll say it, they're crap. But you lot, you are one of the worst. You're the worst Spurs side ever in Premier League history, right?
Good team, mate.
No?
Good team.
And you turn up, and to be fair, you played well, so give it, right? You played well. But this Chelsea Spurs game, it's going to be billed as the biggest, crappiest game ever between the two sides, and it means I've seen Spurs go for the title, and we I've seen Chelsea win titles. This is about who is the at this particular moment in the time of the season, who is the best worst side? Shameful.
Chelsea.
Well, we're not the best worst side. At the minute you are.
You're the worst.
You're the best worst side.
Factually, you are the worst team in the Premier League right now.
Right now. But they have the two sides right now. You're the best of the worst. And it's disgusting.
We played well, mate. Big Mac, sign him out.
Tell you what.
Give him a 4-year deal. Actually, give him a 5-year deal.
Tell you what we do. You rock out our place, and I'll be absolutely. Bring your shin pads.
Yeah.
Right. Bring your shoulder pads.
Bring my lunch.
Bring your lunch. Bring your dinner.
Yeah.
Bring everything else.
You ready?
That's how I feel. I'll tell you that for nothing, mate.
Alright, let's talk about Man City, eh?
Because I'm angry still. Go to a break.
No, I'm not going to a break. There's no breaks. Alright, we've got loads of time. Let's talk about Man City. I'm going to go straight to Gaz. He's a Man City fan, right, Gaz?
Okay.
Oh, Gaz, what he's doing?
Gaz, you lot bottled it tonight, mate. You absolutely bottled it.
Listen, lads, I spoke to you about 2 weeks ago about how frustrated I am, the first half, 20 minutes there, we absolutely battered them, and not one shot, not trying to walk the ball in the net all the time. It's just, you've got to take chances every now and then. But, for me, the one thing I want to ask you, lads, is why was that second goal at Everton's offside?
Which one?
Right, so...
Who's second goal?
Hold on, wait there, because we've got to go to Sam Matface. He is with Pep Guardiola.
What was your overall view of the performance in that game?
We take the point. We play standing like lately first half. It's not easy to create chances the way they defend. Of course, they are good with the big first incredible delivery and long balls, second balls. It's a team like as good. Set pieces always David Moyes teams always they are so dangerous. Even it was not corner. And we made the first goal. First half was really good in certain moments, and we fought until the end, and we could come back with a tough result. Maybe it was 8, 9, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, and what happened defensively in the second half? It's unlike you to concede 3 goals.
Create. But the first one, the second, so can happen. So very emotions. After that, you have to win the game. We were there, and unfortunately, we could not do it.
Where does it leave you, do you think, in the race for the title?
Well, before the game was in our hands, because at the end it depends on our games. If the goals we could score, now it's in national hands. Of course, it's tight. It's a bad question of responsibility for ourselves. Brentford win and see what happens.
Do you still feel like Jeremy Doku has just said to us that there still will be twists and turns in this title race? If you can come here and drop points, then there's every chance that Arsenal can drop points too.
I don't know. We can control, and control is arrived good on Saturday at 3 p.m. Against Brentford.
How important was that goal late in the game, though, to get a point here?
I think that is much more important than lose, and less important if we have win. So that is obvious reason. But the team was always there. It was a physical, really aggressive game in all departments. We were really good. The team was an incredible composer in the first half, and we create. It's not easy with 11 players. We need the duels, but we know it. Everton always have been tough, but in the momentous, of course, losing and people and for the grass was slippery and aggressive and these kind of things that always is difficult, but we take the point.
It was an amazing advert for the Premier League. It was a draining game, a chaotic game at times. What, when you walked into the tunnel after the game, was the mood in the dressing room?
I said how good we are, They are extraordinary. So how they fought and recovery and think next one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was Pep Guardiola with Sam Matthew. Just go back to Gaz. He's talking about the goal that Everton scored. Gaz, you're talking about Everton's first goal, not the second goal.
Sorry, boss. It's been a long week, and it was my birthday yesterday, so...
Happy birthday, Gaz.
It was the first goal, but I was trying to explain it on TV, because it was Gay's intervention, his mistake, that's why the goals were. But for me, I don't know if you agree, the ball was played, why didn't the flag go up straight away when he was offside? And then it would have even gone to Gay. I mean,
They don't put the flag up now, no, that case. They don't put the flag up, do they?
Yeah, but they pull it back, don't they?
Yeah, but being offside is not an offence. Okay, it's only an offence if you receive the ball. Mark Gahey then took that away by having control of the ball. He knew what he was doing. It's a good goal. You can't claim that one.
Gay's messed up there, mate.
That Gay, and you look at Gahey, as soon as he plays the ball, as soon as he plays the ball.
It's a massive mess up by Gay. I'll give you that, but that little ball's only had a line with that. Yeah, but we folded it, didn't we?
Yeah.
You fell apart in the second half.
Bottled it. Basically, you did what you lot be called gooners. Bottle job. Had that been Arsenal today, you, Gaz, would be phoning up saying the gooners have bottled it. And you've got to own this one. You've got to wear it. You've got to admit, second half, you lot bottled it. You absolutely threw that away.
I absolutely agree with you. I just said we folded in the second half. But it was just that. I don't know why, but I know the way you've explained it. But that I don't get why it's not like the old days when
you do know because the game's changed. You know, being offside, they don't put their flag up. You know, it had Mark Gahey not touched the ball, and Barry had then latched onto it, he's offside. The fact that Mark Gahey is fully aware of his own where he is, he's made a deliberate pass back to Donnarumma. You look at his reaction. He knows immediately. He doesn't even look. He knows. Oh dear. And it's a good goal, Gaz. I'm sorry to tell you, mate, it's a good goal.
No, it's just got to be lying West Ham now. I think that's going to be Arsenal's hardest game, what's left. Because obviously they're fighting for their lives.
They are fighting for their lives. I just think Arsenal, I think it's over. I don't think Arsenal, I just don't see Arsenal dropping points.
I do, after tonight, I do. Because, I can't believe how we want more than one to look at time. I just couldn't get my head around it. We absolutely battered them. I mean, the first 20 minutes after an hour. And they're just not shooting, and they just... No, it just seems to be...
He won it up. He was 3-1 down. I mean, Everton got that... Look, I'm a big fan of David Moyes. I know Jay is as well. And Everton are tough nut to crack. But 3-1 down, I mean, you've kept the title race alive by that late equaliser from Doku. It does, but in all honesty, in all honesty, it's only mathematically that they can drop points if you still catch sight. It's cooked, it's done, it's over. You've thrown it away.
After tonight, yeah.
Yeah, you've thrown it away.
I can very far now with West Ham fighting for their lives. That's what turn up. Because, I mean, last few seasons, Arsenal's gone to West Ham, they've scored 5 since 6, haven't they, Arsenal, so...
Yeah. Well, look, West Ham fighting for their lives, so I wouldn't say it's totally over, but I think now it's...
Oh, it is. It's over. If you're Arsenal, you do not throw it away from here. And if the games they've got, and I've said all season, but even going to run, Man City's running was tougher. This was one of those games, and it turned out to be one of those games.
Yeah.
They still got to get Bournemouth. Arsenal's fixtures... That from here, from this point on, there's no Arsenal fan out there that believes they're not going to win the title.
No. I just don't see Arsenal doing what Man City done tonight.
No,
they don't make them mistakes.
And
they might not have a Doku who's going to go and do what he done. They haven't got that, but they haven't got the mistakes in them.
No, they haven't got
3 goals.
No, they haven't got 3 goals in
ain't happening. Ain't happening.
What is it? 68 to 73. I mean, sorry, 81. That's utterly ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous to concede that many goals.
No. All right, it's a big night tonight. You can have your say on all of the football over the weekend. You want to have your say. 03 717 22 33 44.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORT Bet. Stay on the ball with our safer gambling tools. Find out more at talksportbet.com. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Saturday, May 9th. Don't blink. Two ultimate knockout kings are set to collide. Wardley versus Dubois. Live exclusively on DAZN. And with DAZN Ultimate, one knockout subscription gets you over 12 DAZN pay-per-view fights and 185 plus fights a year. So, join us ringside and make every blockbuster event unmissable all year round. Buy Wardley versus Dubois at DAZN.com or join DAZN Ultimate and get the fight included at no extra cost.
Switching to Vodafone full fibre broadband is now as easy as pie. Ooh, freshly baked. It's a walk in the park. Hello, little fella. It's like taking candy from a baby. Come on, as if I'd do that. With One Touch Switch, it's easy. We sort everything out for you. We even contact your current provider. Plus, we'll help towards leaving fees. Switch today to full fibre broadband with Vodafone.
Up to £200 credit to cover leaving fees. More information and terms at vodafone.co.uk/broadband.
Oh no! We've all been there, rocking an old t-shirt, all set to give that beige wall a new splash of colour when suddenly you realise you've forgotten a brush. Do not fear, Deliveroo's here with brushes, paint and DIY essentials from B&Q, Screwfix and Wilko. Delivered to your door in as little as 30 minutes. Deliveroo, now just got even better. Subject to availability, delivery times may vary. See app for delivery estimates, geographical restrictions, service, delivery fees and terms apply. See delivery.co.uk.
Nobody knows Vegas like BetMGM, and we know just how loud it can get. So sometimes it's important to turn it down or take a break. Because a little pause keeps the fun in play. To find out more about BetMGM's safer gambling tools and how we can support you to keep your play safe, visit the safer gambling area of our app or website. BetMGM. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly.
Get ready for your big summer getaway. We're very pay. Get immersed in a book with an Amazon Kindle e-reader, only $94.99. And tune out on your travels with Sony wireless headphones, only £74. Shop holiday tech at Very today. Plus get more time to pay with Very Pay. Very. Let's make it sparkle. Standard delivery from $3.99.
Big game this week. Want to bet? Stop and think. Because sometimes the best bet is the one you don't make. Gamble responsibly. Betfred. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Struggling to read your phone or holding menus at arm's length? You're not alone. Take care of your vision with Verilux Varifocal lenses. Get instant sharpness at any distance and smooth transitions from near to far. No more switching glasses or straining your eyes. Visit essilor.com to find out more about Verilux lenses and your exclusive offers.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com for exclusive offers and bonuses. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
I'm Matt Ford, and I want to tell you about your new favourite podcast,
How to Win the World Cup from talkSPORT.
I'm asking the icons who've been there and done it. We're talking David Seaman, Emmanuel Petit, and many more. It's nostalgic, it's chaotic, and frankly, it's a miracle that we got these legends in a room with us. I've also brought along Alex Crocker, mostly to see if he can swap his Panini stickers for an actual trophy.
Can I tell you, I went to the 98 World Cup because one of the scratch card didn't look on what's happening.
How to Win the World Cup, the brand new podcast from talkSPORT. Listen now, wherever you get your podcasts, and on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
From the final whistle to last orders, it's got to be the Sports Bar.
You're listening to the Sports Bar talkSPORT with Gemma Hart, Jason Candy. You can take a look back. Man United win over Liverpool yesterday as well. Arnie Slot. Liverpool fans can't be happy with him. But first, let's get back to your calls. Huge night. And Dave, Chelsea got slapped by Nottingham Forest. 3-1, just a reminder to everyone. Chelsea got slapped by Nottingham Forest. 3-1. Man City, 3-3. What a game that was. Nearly threw it away. Managed to get a point, but it's all in Arsenal's hands now. Harry, an Arsenal fan, is that right, H?
Right.
Well, I was only sick, but you have to talk to our Stu. Do you think Arsenal bottled it the other week?
What week?
Well, you said the other week Arsenal bottles. Now you say Man City are bottles.
No, wait, hold on. When you say week...
You ain't on a minute, mate. You always put
Hold on, H. Hold on, H. Just calm yourself, H. H, what game are you talking about, bud?
Mate, I'm saying when you was running Arsenal game the other week.
Which game? Give us... help me out. Which game?
Was it the game when you got beat by Bournemouth? That one?
Who was that?
When you got beat by Bournemouth 2-1.
City, you was City. I think it's City, when they...
Well, how about you help us out to tell us what game you're talking about? What game are you talking about?
I really don't know your tone.
No, listen, you phoned us. Listen, help, and the listening millions, help us out to tell us which game you're talking about, and then we can react to it. What game are you talking about?
The Man City game.
The Man City game. Right. Yeah. What was said?
You know, they just said that was bottled it.
Who did?
I think it was James, I did.
Right, listen, you can't phone up, but it's like Harry.
The goalkeeper taking over at half time.
No. You need to come up with facts. You can't come up saying, I think. Right? Listen, we're having to have the conversation.
Man City won.
Harry, I'm going to move this on, right? Have Man City bottled it?
You bottled it?
Listen, he phones up, right? When you phone that, help everyone out and have your facts correct.
Yeah.
What you're talking about. Don't say I think. Which game? Right? Because there's been lots of games. And it might well have been the game that he's talking about when Man City beat Chelsea, when the bloke was drinking the tears.
Yeah.
That was when the big bottle thing come out. Mm-hmm. And nothing to do with us.
No, let's go to Gaz, who's an Arsenal fan. Gaz.
All right, Gaz.
Hello.
Hi, Gaz. Oh, he's got
good, you?
No, he hasn't.
Gaz, you there?
I'm here.
How are you?
Go on, Gaz.
Yeah, I'm here, yeah?
Yeah, all right, matey. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Do you remember speaking to me this time last week?
Go on. Speak to a lot of people, Gaz.
Go on.
Yeah, to be fair, we just beaten Newcastle 1-0, and I was wasn't very positive. I was like, yeah, Man City, they're going to come back to us. But now, it's ours.
And you can't lose. You can't lose it from here.
I'm the opposite of Harry. I'll give you facts.
The
fact is, I was really down last week, and the fact is, I'm not anymore.
That's a good thing for you.
Unfortunately, Tottenham won. I mean, yeah.
Who cares about us, mate? You're at a completely different level to us. You're about to win the Premier League. We're trying to stay up.
If we beat Tottenham, if we beat West Ham, it probably means you stay up. So it's a double-edged sword. But yeah, I'll take it. It's fine. It's guaranteed 6 points for us next season.
Can't lose it from here, Gaz.
No, Gaz, it's going to North London, mate. It's going to North London. I thought that for a while, but today just tells me that City defensively, and I've said this for ages, they're just not as sharp as good as Arsenal. And there's no way, Jay said it earlier, there's no way Arsenal concede 3 goals in the second half like that against Everton away being 1-0. It just doesn't happen. Arteta, you can call it what you want, but there's no way on this earth that Arteta allows his side to go 3-1 down. It just doesn't happen. It don't.
You call it what you want, but like you say, that just doesn't happen with us.
No, it doesn't. No.
Right, Gaz, listen, thanks for your time. I'm going to go to Charlie. He's a Man City fan. Charlie.
Hello.
Hello, Chaz.
Hi, Charlie.
Hello, how are you doing? You okay?
No, Chaz.
How you feeling?
What's happening, matey?
Well, all I got to say is that people writing City off now, but if anything, the game today has shown us that football isn't an easy game. It can throw out unexpected results, and I think it can happen even with Arsenal. I know you're saying that the defence is strong, this, that and another, but City have not lost a game since, what's it,
Who's the last one, the league?
Since February, they've not lost a game, and yet Arsenal, they came to the Etihad expecting a win, wanting a win, not even a draw would do them, they were saying. and he didn't get that. So it's wide open, in my opinion.
Not wide open though, is it, Charles? That was, you know, you had to get something tonight. All right, fair play to you. Scored in the last kick of the game, right, to make it a point. Well, that result, point ain't going to cut it.
Well, we don't know yet. It's too early to say that. Like I said, Arsenal good football, like City does. Like I said, football throws up unrespected results, time and time again.
All right, Tom. Tom, I'm going to go to Tom, who's a City fan. Tom?
Tommy, what?
Hello, you all right? Right, Tom. Cundy said you bottled it.
Yeah, you bottled second half.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing people say that we bottled it, but I mean, at the end of the day, we were never in that title race, and you've got to think we've now just come in it. And now people are saying,
what do you mean we're in the title? What are you on about?
We were how many points behind? And then now all of a sudden we beat Arsenal, and everyone's saying, oh, we've got points from it, and we bottled it.
Listen to yourself.
Go on, what's been for that?
Well, I think you're making excuses.
I'm not making any excuses, because I think it's still on, but I think...
No, but it's not in your own hands anymore.
It's not in our hands, exactly, it's in their hands. I think it's been in their hands the whole time, but people are saying we've now bottled it.
No, at 1-0 at 45 minutes, it's in your own hands.
Yeah, we should have seen the game out. You're completely right, but we haven't. Silly mistakes led to goal, but then people are saying we've now bottled it. Got 8 coming on before saying, oh, City have bottled it.
Second half, you threw that away, bottled it.
We did throw it away. You've gone on, but
bottled it.
I think we've now got to rely on Arsenal's results.
You know what, right? I know you're saying that they bottled it, and it's a disappointing night in the end. They're 3-1 down, they draw 3-3. Can you call them bottlers? I think it's a little bit disrespectful to Everton.
I tell you what it's not, is that when you're 1-0 up...
Completely wrong.
No, Man City, I've seen Man City win the title. When you're in this position, it's in your own hands, when you've got, you know, single figures games to go. Serious Man City teams don't do that. They haven't in the past. Today, not only do you allow the door open to Arsenal, you've basically given the keys to the Premier League. That's what you've done.
Season, other than the good run we had when we beat Chelsea, we beat Liverpool, we beat Arsenal, other than that we were never performing well. It was never in our hands, and then all of a sudden we beat Arsenal. It still wasn't in our hands. It wasn't in our hands.
It was.
It wasn't. We still had to win every single game.
No, I'm saying Arsenal, but it's in your hands. That means if you can win every game and you score enough goals, it's in your hands. That's what it means.
Yeah, but we've got to score more goals. We've got to outscore them.
Yeah, I know, but you were top of the table with goals scored.
I still think that the term bottlers is just bang out of order.
Well, I don't think it is. Today, second half, you bottled it.
No, we threw the game away, but bottling it is just
No, sorry. Let me tell you now. That's
bottling it.
No, I tell you what, if this was Arsenal tonight, Tom the City fan will be phoning up, gloating about how Arsenal bottled it. And if you say you did, you wouldn't, you're a liar.
No, I wouldn't say Arsenal bottled it.
Well, you would. You see
losing 2-0 at home to Villa the other year, that's bottling it.
No, forget the other year, forget all of that.
We were in our position. We were never in the position to go and win this.
Yes, you were. What are you talking about, Thomas? Thomas, you were. It was in your hands.
Yeah, what, 2 games ago, but then...
Well, that's bottling it then, at 1-0 up.
Arsenal had the title wrapped up 3 weeks ago.
No, that's not true.
No, they let you back in it, and then it's been in your hands, and you've thrown it away tonight.
Yeah, they let us back in it, and we've not taken up.
And then what have you done tonight?
Which is poor. We've not taken the opportunity.
No, you bottled it tonight. Second half, there's no way you go 1-0 up, 3-1 down. That to me is absolutely.
Who's used the ball again?
No, and that's absolutely bottling it, Tom. And own it, wear it. Come on, just admit.
We've not taken the opportunity.
No, you're a hypocrite, Tom.
Bottle's the wrong term, mate.
You're a hypocrite.
Tom, listen, mate, thanks for your call. Keep on coming in. I want to talk about today's football. Chelsea, just a reminder, they got slapped by Nottingham Forest 3-1 at home, by the way, at home. Absolutely stinking. Was it 6 games now, Jace? How many is it without a win?
No, we beat League 6.
No, in the Premier League, was it?
Premier League 6.
6 losses.
Got an FA Cup final couple weeks.
6 losses. Yeah, you're going to get slapped against Man City in that.
Not that all, hopefully.
Keep your calls coming in 03 717 22 33 44.
The Sport Sports Bar with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com for all the latest odds and offers. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
McDonald's breakfast is turning up the heat with a spicy new twist. Calm down, not that spicy. Breakfast is for savouring, not suffering. Introducing McDonald's breakfast with Frank's Red Hot Ketchup. A spicy breakfast suitable for the morning. Until April June, served until 11 a.m, subject to availability.
On average, Rift tax refunds get their customers £3,000 back. Search Rift tax refunds today.
Last night, I was watching an episode of Amadeus where Mozart
exploded, launched at a mother real housewife during Superboy's wedding night, where she asks Tom for an open
sandwich, Chicago beef filling, cooked by a chef in a
pastel Regency gown. Oh, quite steamy.
You can now get Sky, Hey You, HBO Max, Disney Plus and Netflix together in one subscription, only with Sky.
Requires Sky Stream and Sky Ultimate TV subscription. Minimum broadband speed of 30 megabits per second recommended. 18 plus.
Train toilet door. Didn't work. Lock. Didn't work. Everyone's seen me on the ball. Didn't work. Train toilet door. Didn't work. Bet £10. Get £30 in free bets with Midnight. Search Midnight Sports or download the Midnight app today. New customers only. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Play responsibly. Gambleaware.org.
With a Travis Perkins trade account, you open the door to big trade deals every single month. And we've gone big on landscaping right through May. Get Marshall's Pendle Utility paving in different colours and sizes from only £4.50 per slab. Join the club and get this and other big landscaping trade deals this May with your trade account. Travis Perkins, doing what matters for the trade. All prices exclude VAT to 20%. Terms and conditions apply.
Get a free bet when you bet £5 every week of the Premier League season and a big boost every day. That's Satisfaction from Ladbrokes. And for extra satisfaction, here's the T's and C's Garage Style.
18 plus, 1st of September to 24th of May. Opt-in weekly. Selected Premier League markets. Max 1 free bet per week. Values vary. Restrictions and T&Cs apply. Daily odds boosts. T&Cs on Ladbrokes.com. Gambleaware.org.
When life gives you that hump day feeling, Deliveroo gives you the fuel to power through with a top-up shop delivered in as little as 20 minutes. Keep the fridge full with your favourite essentials from Co-op, Morrison's and Sainsbury's. And even better, our freshness promise means your fresh and chill groceries arrive fresh, or you get your money back. Deliveroo, now just got even better. Geographical restrictions, T's and C's and fees apply. Delivery times vary. See app or web for info.
Sport. It's in your DNA. And at SpreadX Sports, we want you to gamble responsibly. Set sportsbook deposit limits to help stay in control of your spending. Use our handy fixed odds timeout feature, which allows you to take a break when you need it. At SpreadX Sports, our safer gambling tools are designed to let you play within your limits and gamble responsibly. Visit spreadx.com/DNA. SpreadX Sports. It's in our DNA. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
talkSPORT Superstar Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6. 25 years of mucking around in the morning. Absolutely priceless. Sitting top of my football with my mate. 25 glorious years. talkSPORT Superstar Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 on talkSPORT. I'm Lady Frederick.
Obviously, our tech an Arsenal fan. You are listening to the Sport Bar talkSPORT with Gemma Hart and Jason Cundy, taking your calls on a big night and day of football. Just a reminder again that Chelsea got slapped by Nottingham Forest 3-1 at home. Slapped by Nottingham Forest. But first, Man City, they dropped points against Everton tonight. Live on talkSPORT. Sam Matface has got up with Toppy's boss, David Moyes, at full time. He wasn't happy about some of the decisions tonight.
I think the rules are that if you're bringing on a sub during extra time, they add 30 seconds onto it. So we brought 2 on. But if you think one actually was off the pitch already when we done it, but if you stick to the rules, but we sent the boy on right away, so there was no 30 seconds, to be honest, on that bit. So I'll have to say if the referee was following his rules, then I can understand why he added 2 30 seconds onto it. can't understand how there is no penalty kick on Merlin Rowe from Bernardo Silva in the corner kick. It nearly means that anything goes now, as far as I'm concerned. Now, we never got a penalty kick last week against West Ham, should have been given, and tonight was another one which definitely should have been given. But hey, that's not the reasons why we didn't take all 3 points. It was other reasons behind it.
What were those other reasons? Because you got yourself into a wonderful position.
Absolutely. The second goal we gave away.
Straight from the kick-off.
Absolutely.
How frustrating was that after getting back into the game and doing so well and performing so well?
The players done great. The first half we were completely outplayed, probably as poor as I think we've been for a long time, certainly against the better teams this season. But that's great credit to Man City. They were very good. And the pleasing thing was that we were only 1-0 down at half time. It meant that we were still in with a shout, and we proved that we were much better in the second half, much more aggressive in our play and how we were, what we had to do, and we got our rewards from it. And then let's be truthful, we probably missed a couple as well, and I'm sure they did as well, but we had a chance probably to go 4-1 up at one point. Ellie was through and goal as well.
It was a massive night, a chaotic night, a night of pure entertainment. At times the sort of game lost all shape, but it kept us on the edge of our seat right to the very end. Do you see this as a point gained or 2 points dropped in your bid for European football?
Well, I think it's a good point. I wouldn't say gained. A good point against a really good side. But I feel as if if we were really talking about Europe, then I think we had to take the 3 points tonight, and we didn't do so.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere was terrific. This place obviously has been somewhere you're trying to make home. How important was it for the crowd to witness a display like that, especially in the second half from your team?
Well, we had a really good win against Chelsea here a few weeks ago, but I thought tonight was we tried to match a team which is probably playing better than MD in the league. They are playing better than MD in the league at the moment. We pulled up well short in the first half, but I thought the second half we'd done a great job. We got ourselves openings, opportunities. We took what we could. We just couldn't quite see it out, whether it be an extra minute in the game, whether it be we didn't get another decision going for us. We certainly had our fill of them, that's for sure.
Well, those decisions could be crucial, couldn't they, in your bid to get into European football?
Absolutely. Other people are making those decisions, For VAR not to intervene in the penalty at West Ham was quite incredible, and not do that. And even tonight, I'm saying, absolutely amazing that wasn't given. Because that means now if I'll set my defenders up to hug and hold the players and grapple with them and keep a hold of them, and I would not be expecting a penalty kick to be given now if that's the level we're going to. I think the referees are making it so difficult for themselves, and really we have VAR to try and clear sort of situations up, and obviously they didn't do that tonight.
Yeah, David Moyes speaking after the game, he's got a point. I mean, like if people haven't seen it in the game,
it's a penalty. He's got a point actually against West Ham last week. It's a penalty. I feel that I actually feel his pain. The truth is, every club player, fan goes through this kind of dance that you feel as though you've been wronged, and every team will look back over some. What's really going to annoy him is City's second goal. That is why he's so angry, because they allowed City back in the game within 30 seconds, less than that.
Well,
right? So that's why he's fuming, and then he looks around at other reasons who can I lash out at, and then City score a late equaliser, and he's like, the game's won, 3-1 up. And then you allowed City back in it, and then for one side you don't allow back in. You know they're going to come again. They did, and they got. That's why he's fuming. But he has a point. I'm not denying that. He has a point.
Let's go to Dave. He's an Everton fan, right, Dave?
Right, Dave.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Right, Dave.
Dave.
Oh, yeah, no, is it me? Am I speaking to you?
Up the toffees, Dave.
Dave on, mate. Is that me? Come on. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting to speak to you for so long, you do not understand.
What are you going to say?
Listen, we did not deserve that. This is corruption at its finest. Oh, you're not ready for me yet. You are not ready for me. I'm going to be the best goalie you have ever had in your life. Yeah? Listen, my goalie is corruption. Every Premier League referee against Everton, they hate us. They absolutely hate us, right? We did not deserve should have won that game fair and square, right? Wherever you all live, oh, it's swearing, sorry, I'm not going to swear.
Don't swear, Dave. You get banned.
I promise I won't swear.
Calm down.
Right, listen, we need to get them. It's not right. It's not fair. We're getting out of here. I just want to speak to you. Get that violin out. You can get that violin out all you want, right? Listen, we did not deserve that. Oh, who's get that violin off there? Oh, I love you two. I absolutely adore you two. I listen to you all the time. I've never called up and talked to them. Always been. I used to be a milkman. I used to listen to you all the time when I was a milkman. I used to always shout out to the milkman, but I couldn't. I was too busy to even do it. Oh, listen, we did not deserve that at all.
Well, you're 3-1 up, Dave, right? You're 3-1 up, and within 12 seconds of kickoff, it's 3-2.
Listen, will you tell Goldstein that I want a money match at snooker with him, please?
No, we're not telling him that.
Tell Goldstein I want to beat him at snooker.
No, phone drive. You always bit the Goldstein phone drive, right?
It's got wrong show, mate.
You can't phone up, blowing smoke up their backsides and say, right, listen.
I love you,
Davo.
I love your air transplant. I love what you say.
Davo.
I need an air transplant.
Right, listen, leave your Davo. Leave your details. I'll get you a company deal.
Listen, I'm going to be famous one day, yeah? Right. Yeah. I'm a mix between Peter Kay and Roy Chubby Brown, yeah?
Right.
I'm better than both of them, yeah? So remember the name Dave Orme.
Right, give us
that name Dave Orme, Jamie O'Hara.
So this is a joke.
No, I don't know if I want to joke.
No, Dave's got trust Dave.
TV show. Hey, do you remember that TV show you had in America? I'll be better than that. I'll be bigger than that.
Right.
Remember the name Dave Orme. Yeah.
Right, Dave Orme, give us a joke.
Oh, listen, I've got too many, but they're too rude.
Yeah.
They're too rude.
If he's saying like Roy Chubby Brown...
No, but tone it down, Dave. You sound
I don't think Dave can tone it down. I don't think Dave...
I think you can.
No.
I think you can. I trust Dave.
Chase.
I trust him.
I can't say what I'm going to say on here because
I trust Dave.
You'll put the phone down on me.
No, I trust him. I trust him.
Let's not talk.
100% trust
Let's not talk Dave into getting banned on talkSPORT.
100% trust Dave.
Dave, I like you. Don't rise to Cundy.
I like you. I absolutely ideally swear that.
No, don't see. Dave's got it in him, right? I think that Dave just...
I absolutely love you, Bear, yeah. I watch you all the time. When the World Cup was on, I was watching you. I was like, look at these LA people.
We've got another one then coming up soon, mate. You got the watch along.
I trust Dave, not swear, you know.
You're not me. Oh, Jamie, you are not me for me. I adore you, mate. You are.
See? Listen, Dave, no, take us to the break.
Spurs go down, though. I hope Spurs go down.
What do you mean? I thought you liked me.
I love you, but I hope Spurs go down because I'm mentally lively, mate, and I want West Ham.
Do you want to hear a bit of EFL roundup there, O'Hara?
Honestly, I listen to you all the time.
No, you told us, Dave.
Dave?
You are. I can't.
What's that?
You are the boys. You are the boys. We did not. We should have won that game tonight. We should have won that game tonight.
No, but you didn't, did you?
You didn't.
That's corruption. We're getting them pink flags back out, mate. And we're getting around.
Honestly, mate.
Do you want a bit of EFL roundup with O'Hara?
No, we're not going down because we're going to win the league next year. Bet you. We're
Is that one of your jumps?
Everton are coming for everybody. Everton are coming for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming. That stadium is the best stadium in the world. Mate, have you been to that stadium yet, Sunday?
No, not yet. No, not yet. No, but if I go down, will you look after me after the game?
When I'm rich and famous, yeah, I ain't got lots of...
Yeah, careful.
Yeah, right, I haven't got any money in me, but when I'm rich and famous...
Where are you taking me? So I'm coming down with O'Hara. Put it this way. Listen, Davo, stop talking. So Jamie and I are coming down, right, after Everton play whoever, right? Night game. We meet up with Davo. Where are you taking us? We're rich and famous.
Oh my God, you're not ready for me, mate.
Where are you taking us?
I'll take you. I can't really say it on here because it's too rude what I would do. We would absolutely rinse it, mate. Trust me. Trust me. You've been getting bin bags, mate.
Bit of Angel's Paradise. You been there, Dave? A bit of Angel's Paradise?
Your marriage should be over, put it that way.
I'm going to let you go.
Maybe we shouldn't do that,
I love you. Oh yeah, I love you both of you, both of you. I love you. Thanks, all the best. I love you.
Take care, mate. Phone's up again.
Dave sounds like a nuclear.
Yeah.
Dave,
That sounds like... You were talking into a bang.
Yeah.
You were. He was getting a straight red.
We're getting cancelled.
Alright, keep your calls coming in.
Smart cancelled right out with Dave.
03 717 22 334.
The Sports Bar with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
On Saturday, May 9th, don't blink. Two British knockout kings are set to collide live, exclusively on DAZN. Tyron Woodley, from white collar to world champion, versus Daniel Dubois, hungry to get back on top of the world. They've knocked out the best, so on May 9th, someone is going down. Just takes one shot! Don't miss the moment that defines a new era. Woodley versus Dubois. Watch only on DAZN.
When life gives you that hump day feeling, Deliveroo gives you the fuel to power through with a top-up shop delivered in as little as 20 minutes. Keep the fridge full with your favourite essentials from Co-op, Morrison's and Sainsbury's. And even better, our freshness promise means your fresh and chilled groceries arrive fresh, or you get your money back. Deliveroo, now just got even better. Geographical restrictions, T's and C's and fees apply. Delivery times vary. See app or web for info.
You. Yeah, you. Listening to the radio. Up to whatever. We just wanted to let you know there's a lotto draw coming up. And
it could be you.
Yeah, what he said. Lotto. From the National Lottery. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
With a Travis Perkins trade account, you open the door to big trade deals every single month. And we've gone big on landscaping right through May and June. Get 20mm station or carver quartz porcelain paving in various sizes and colours for only £24 per square metre. Join the club and get this and other big landscaping trade deals this May with your trade account. Travis Perkins, doing what matters for the trade. All prices exclude VAT at 20%. Terms and conditions apply.
When your business needs the right commercial vehicle, you deserve value and choice. At TrustSport, our approved used vans are inspected, trusted and ready to work as hard as you do. From the compact Ford Transit Courier to the efficient Ford e-Tourneo Custom, you'll find the perfect fit, all backed by 6 months warranty. Petrol, diesel or electric, it's your choice. Visit your local TrustSport dealership or visit trustford.co.uk.
On average, Rift tax refunds get their customers £3 back. Search Rift tax refunds today.
Switching to Vodafone full fibre broadband is now as easy as pie. Oh, freshly baked. It's a walk in the park. Hello, little fella. It's like taking candy from a baby. Come on, as if I'd do that. With One Touch Switch, it's easy. We sort everything out for you. We even contact your current provider. Plus, we'll help towards leaving fees. Switch today to full fibre broadband with Vodafone.
Up to £200 credit to cover leaving fees. More information and terms at vodafone.co.uk/broadband.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave. Online, on your mobile, on the app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT. Talk Sport.
Good evening with your headlines. I'm Uma Gurab. It's advantage Arsenal in the title race as Man City drop points to Everton after a frantic 3-3 draw at the Hill Dickinson. Pep Guardiola's admitted his side have failed to capitalise on their opportunities.
Before the game was in our hands, because at the end it depends on our games. If there wasn't going to score, now it's in national hands. Of course, it's tight. It's a battle.
Jeremy Doku, who scored 2 of City's goals, told us he wasn't quite so willing to concede things completely.
Like we dropped points today, why Arsenal cannot drop points. So let's see. Either way, we will not give up. We will not make it easy for them, that's for sure.
Steve Bruce was watching for talkSPORT. He reckons City's remarkable defensive collapse all began when Mark Gahey made a mistake which gifted Everton their first goal.
But after that then, it wasn't just him. The whole of the Man City team really then sort of fell to pieces for about 20 minutes.
Elsewhere, Chelsea have now suffered 6 league defeats in a row for the first time since 1993 after losing 3-1 to Forest. It does put Vitor Pereira's side 6 points clear of the relegation zone. In the Scottish Premiership, Hearts are within touching distance of a first domestic title victory since 1960 after coming from behind to beat Rangers 2-1. The leaders are now 3 points clear of nearest challengers Celtic with just 3 games to play. And 22-year-old Wu Yiza has won the Snooker World Championship by 18 frames to 17. The Chinese youngster beat England's Shaun Murphy at the Crucible. He becomes the second youngest winner in the tournament's history behind only Stephen Hendry.
talkSPORT News.
A group of Labour MPs are discussing plans to demand Sir Keir Starmer set a date for his resignation, and around 150 people remain on board a cruise ship off the coast of Cape Verde after a hantavirus outbreak is suspected to have killed 3 people. I'll have more in an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. The tyre transfer window is hotting up and we've signed a multi-generational talent with Continental Tyres. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
Showers across the south, mostly fading during the night, otherwise dry, remaining cloudier in the north with patchy rain across parts of Scotland.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave on your mobile and on your smart TV. Late night sport with full throttle bottle. The only place on the dial for triple distilled, hand-poured football talk. Try the Sports Bar with Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara on talkSPORT.
To the Sports Bar on talkSPORT, me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, taking more of your calls on today's football. 03 717 22 33 Also going to build up to a huge game, which is live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. Arsenal via Atletico Madrid, the semi-final second leg. We've got Dermot Gallagher coming on to talk us through all the stinking decisions from referees again over the weekend. But first, let's hear from Arnie Slot, where during his press conference after Liverpool's 3-2 defeat to Manchester United, he outlined where his side lost the game.
We didn't control the ball, we controlled ball possession, controlled the game by ball possession. But yeah, then I think it was one of the first times after we lost the ball and they counter-attacked us to 2-0, and then of course everything you've done before deserves a lot of criticism. But I don't think there was that many difference between the first and the second half. The only difference there was that we were better able to control their counter-attacks and creating more from the ball possession we had.
Liverpool get beat by Man United. What did you make of the performance? What did you make of Arnie Slot? I'm just not convinced, mate.
I mean, you come away from that game and you think, okay, Man United got the performance. Any Man United fan at half-time, they're all going, give Garrett the contract. 10 minutes in the second half, they're going, where's his pen? Let's find his pen. Where's the con? Do you know what I mean? It's like unconvincing. And it looked at one stage in that second half, the only team that was going to go on and win that game was going to be Liverpool. It looked like it. And then you're basically looking at two giants that used to be the heavyweights of this country, or have been the heavyweights of this country. And the pair of them are nowhere near the levels of Man City or us. I know City's performance tonight, they'll say, what about that? But the truth is, they're chasing those two. And you saw exactly why they might both get back there and why they probably won't both anytime soon. And I just felt that it could have gone either way. That game could have gone either way. And at 2-0, you're going, Man United have just taken Liverpool to part. And then 10 minutes in the second half,
yeah.
Look at that, Man United.
I would still give Garrett the job.
And he's probably going to get the job.
He deserves it.
No, 2-2.
I'm just about 2-2.
No, I know. Man United, they're not. Neither side, they're not great.
No, they're not great, but it's something to build on with Garrett. They're not great, but he's done a really good job from where they've been and what they were before he took over.
But the first half performance, you saw a side that had been battling on many different fronts, including Europe. And you saw Man United, they're coming out in 50 games this year. I think that You can't ignore that. You can't,
I
you can't pretend that doesn't exist in the conversation.
No, but Michael Carrick was in charge.
I know, and he's picked up, and it's no fault of his.
No.
I'm just saying that there is a caveat to it. There is you've got to look at that and go, how good has Carrick been? Carrick's been good. I'm not saying anything away from him.
Been excellent.
No, he's not been excellent. No, I've seen the results are, performances are. Man United are unconvincing, yet getting the job done. And are we looking at Man United side? They've had a season off. They've had half a season.
Okay, out of 10, what would you give Michael Carrick?
Premier League?
That's all he's done.
Oh, you've got to give him a 9 for results. So performances, you've seen the performances.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to look at that. I couldn't care less whether they give him the job or they don't. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. I think that there is a bit of a situation where you go, how genuinely good would Man United be if this was their 58th game?
Yeah,
I just think that
we'll see next season.
I think that's got to come into play.
I think Carrick will get it.
Or however many games.
What would you give Chelsea out of 10 today? No. Don't know, mate.
What?
Scored the last goal. He scored the last goal, mate. That's encouraging. It's encouraging that. You know, that's something to give Big Mac the job. Give Carrick the job. Give Big Mac the job.
Big Mac chips and a shake.
And he drew the second half.
Did we draw the second half?
Drew the second half.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, drew the second half. Encouraging.
Not as bad as I thought.
No. Let's go to Lee. He's a Forest fan, all right, Lee?
Morning, Lee.
Hi, I'm fantastic, guys. Yeah, good evening, and thanks for having us on with the show.
Don't patronise me, Lee. All right, I don't need this. I don't need this BS. All right, don't need this. I don't need to be told how good the show is. Get on with your phone call, please.
Well, just to begin, I wanted to congratulate Jamie on his recent nuptials.
Again, we don't need this, Lee. All right, come on, mate. Why have you phoned us up now? Because the...
Well, I wanted to declare Jason Cundy is a genius. It's like he's been shot in the head with a diamond bullet. Because on Thursday night, I was listening to the show after Forest beat Villa, and you said we need to make some changes, we need to rest some players, and you knew just how terrible Chelsea were going to be. So,
yeah.
Have you thought about winning to management?
No, mate. Your B team's good.
Hold on, he's asking me a question, mate.
Good B team, mate.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they're not, because that same thing, and this is an interesting point. Victor Pereira, they lined up against Wrexham with Dyche in charge and lost and got knocked out of the FA Cup. So,
can I just say on Thursday night, right, I'm wearing my Villa shirt, right?
What, this Thursday?
Up the Villa. I just hope Villa rock up at Villa Park and give you a good old